You are tuning in to the Cigar Guys Podcast, where aficionados and newcomers alike gather to explore the vast cigar universe. Meet your host, Alexander Gonzalez, Mark Nikolai, his big little brother Zachary Nikolai, and Jared Burrows. So sit back, light up, and let's get the conversation started. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
What if every cigar was considered vintage? What if every cigar that we made was that perfect experience? And so that passion drove us to create Sans Pareil, a cigar without equal. The inspiration between Sans Pareil is 100% all about quality. Everything that we enjoy in our cigars, everything from the tasting notes to the burn, to the aroma, to the way the cigar lights, to the packaging, everything is focused on Sans Pareil cigars. And that's where we came up with our name, Sans Pareil, which is French for without equal, unparalleled. And we take every cigar that we make to that level, making sure that if it isn't something that inspires you to do something more, then it's not part of the portfolio, and that's what drives us every day.
All right, thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Cigar Guys Podcast. We are here, long awaited for this episode, but we're going to not talk too much about that just yet. My name is Alex Gonzalez. I'm here with, of course, Zach Nikolai, who is not in his usual seat, but that's okay. We have a couple guests with us today. A brand that has picked up quite a bit of traction. I'm really excited about this one. But I'm going to introduce Zach and Andray from HDA Cigars. How are you guys doing?
What's going on, brother?
Great, brother. How you doing?
Doing great, absolutely. Basically, long story short, Zach was kind enough to reach out to us and send us a couple cigars to try a few months ago. And we finalized the podcast, and we're here to do it. And you guys, of course, as we would do, as any smaller boutique brand does, they turn the whole trip into a business trip and go different places. So we got to see you yesterday at Cigars at Waterford. So if you're local, that's where you can get these cigars. Also, great event, like right off the bat. A lot of people showed up to learn about your cigars, as we're going to do today. So the first thing we can do is talk about what we're smoking just briefly before we dive into everything else.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was looking forward to getting down to seeing you guys. I know we've been talking for a few months now.
Yeah.
So, I think when you travel as a small business, trying to make the most out of your trips is best practice. So, yeah, we had the event yesterday at Cigars at Waterford in Orlando, which was great. Got some folks from the Dirty Ash community turned out, which was awesome. So it was really cool being able to see everybody. But yeah, so a little bit of, I guess, about our cigars. It looks like, Zach, you're smoking the Cataclysm. That's our Ecuadorian, that's our Ecuadorian Habano, 100% Nicaraguan tobacco. All of our cigars are 100% Nicaraguan filler tobacco. And you're smoking the Descending Shadows, which is our Ecuadorian sun-grown. And then so is Andray. Andray's also smoking the Descending Shadows.
That is correct.
I'm smoking the Veiled Mutiny, which is our Ecuadorian Maduro.
Nice. Absolutely. Beautiful. So before we get into the actual brand, and I guess really this next question and what we talk about is going to kind of tie into it, but what did you guys do before? How did you get into cigars? And what is HDA Cigars, essentially? What is your guys' story?
It's all you, brother.
You would pass it to me.
We take turns.
All right. We'll kind of kick it off. So originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, joined the Army at a very young age, 20-year career in the military. But along my path, I happened to stumble upon cigars. After smoking some less than desirable things, my girlfriend, who is my wife now, 16 years, actually hit me with a proposal. And she basically said that I should get into premium cigars if I was going to smoke anything at all. And this was on a deployment to Iraq in 2008. So I kind of asked the question, what are you referencing? And she bought me Cigar of the Month Club for the remaining time we were in Iraq. So I was hooked from there.
Nice.
Upon retiring in 2017, it was something that I still wanted to get into. I just didn't know how to approach it as I made that transition from the military to the civilian sector. And I started working for a pretty big company in the Northern Virginia area. And I actually ran into Zach at a customer site. We were just kind of having casual conversation about cigars in the office one day. And Zach approached me and was like, Dre, I heard you talking about cigars. And we started trading ideas back and forth. We hit it off, became really close friends. And I discovered Zach's passion was to open a cigar lounge, which was my passion as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, seriously, like, hold my beer. I logged on the computer and pulled up my business plan for him. He was like, holy crap. He was like, bro, we got to do this. And I kind of went from there. So I'll let Zach jump in on it.
Yeah, it was fate, dude, right?
Oh, absolutely, brother. I mean, we always say we're ebony and ivory, man.
No, yeah, exactly.
No doubt.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy that we were both genuinely like looking at possibly starting a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was something that we kind of started pursuing, and COVID hit, derailed that plan. And the plan was, when we were going to start a cigar lounge, we wanted to have like really killer house blends. We wanted to learn about blending cigars. We wanted to just have some dope house blends at the cigar lounge. So when COVID hit and it just economically didn't make sense for us to start a cigar lounge at the time, we ultimately decided to just do it in reverse and start a cigar brand.
Yeah.
And then maybe look at starting a lounge in the future. And thus HDA was born back in 2022. Took about the better part of 2 years to form the company, come to an agreement with our factory, and design our blends, test our blends, have the blends shipped to us. And then we started selling cigars in April of 2024. So just about almost 18 months ago.
Okay, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean,
Real quick, Zach.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you guys, by the way, for
Absolutely.
hooking us up. I don't know if you've had Uncle Nearest.
I have
This
not.
one
We were just talking
specifically.
about it.
Yeah, I was just told that too. Do you want a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. We're going to be drinking this. Go ahead.
No, so what I was going to say, I mean, God always has a plan, right? And COVID happened. It kind of derails that plan sometimes. But in the cigar industry, cigars ended up booming a lot during COVID because people were stuck at home. They wanted to get into something else that, wasn't just going out drinking, whatever the case may be, hanging out with friends. So a lot of people went into fine cigars, doing their research on it and educating themselves on cigars, whiskey as well. So it was actually great that, personally, I think it was a great idea that you guys ended up starting a cigar brand prior, especially towards the end of COVID time.
Sure.
Even though it took a little bit, it's like, people have a greater knowledge and understanding about fine premium cigars than they did prior to COVID.
Sure.
Prior to COVID, it was one of those things where you go out drinking, you go to a cigar bar, get a flavored cigar, you're smoking it.
Ew.
Now, yeah. Now you're, in the industry, a lot more younger people are coming in, getting into it, and they want the premium quality stuff.
Yeah.
They don't want stuff infused with anything. They don't want any chemicals in it, like with cigarettes, right?
Sure.
So they get that, premium quality, hand rolled, tobacco. And now it's a great gateway for you guys to open up a lounge. Now that you guys have a brand.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll see what they have in store for us. But I'll say that we're having a heck of a time with the brand right now, man.
Absolutely.
It's been incredible. Do we want to cheers here?
Absolutely. Dude.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Appreciate
Cheers.
it. Cheers.
Cheers, Jared.
Cheers.
I will say too, obviously the barrier to entry in terms of a cigar brand versus an actual location is much easier.
It's a little bit different.
A little bit different. Yeah. I mean, you got to invest a lot of money into a lounge, obviously. It might be, and it really depends on the person, I think. Are you an operator in terms of like retail? Or are you more of a sales guy, traveling salesman, so to say?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. We would love to have a cigar lounge too at some point. I think that's like everyone's dream. But again, the way that we ended up kind of doing it, the way you guys kind of ended up doing it is entering it as a brand. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday. We were hanging out is like what kind of got you into the industry, and then how does that build the network within that industry? Because the bigger the network you have in this industry, I think the easier it is to get your foot in the door in a lot of places. You have more knowledge that's going to take you further. And you guys were obviously patient with it because, like you said, established 2022, but you really got the ball rolling in 2024.
Yep.
So that patience is key, building the product, building up a plan. And really, at the end of the day, like you said, you took the risk and you just went for it.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did that. And I would also, caveat to your note, just as you stated about building that network in the industry, it also can go away really, really quick. One thing we've learned is the cigar industry is very niche.
Yep.
A lot of people know each other, and there's a lot of conversation going on. And that was one thing Zach and I wanted to ensure, we didn't burn any bridges. We didn't step on any toes.
Yeah.
And we wanted to come into the industry the right way.
Yeah, I think so. The way that we've approached this is like, we don't want our brand to be viewed as like a confrontational brand by any stretch, right? We are doing this. Andray and I approached this because cigars meant a lot to us while we were in the military. It represented camaraderie. It was, Dre says all the time, it's a great equalizer, right? Like it's just this right here, sitting around, just talking over a cigar, what you experience in a cigar lounge. That is something that we wanted to be a part of. We didn't approach the cigar industry with 20 years of retail experience, or our father owned a brand that I worked for and then I started my own brand. We didn't have any of that. We are true outsiders. And so when we approach this, everything that we've done, we've tried to approach from a consumer perspective. As a consumer, what did I want? What did I look for in a brand? What did I want to smoke? How did I want to enjoy that experience? And so that's kind of what we created. So we everything we do with the end consumer in mind, and that's not a strategic decision. That's just the way it is, because really up until 18 months ago, we've been 100% the consumer. When we got our first shipment of cigars, we didn't have a single customer, and it was like, oh well, knocking on doors, and people were like, "Who the hell are you guys?"
Yeah,
and we're like, "Yeah, you don't know us. We're the new guys." So. We are enjoying the heck out of meeting awesome people. We're, learning this industry, and we're trying to approach it with, we're trying to approach it with a little bit of humility and just share what we think we've created in some pretty awesome cigars. So.
I think that's what's great about this industry is that for the most part, a lot of people in this industry, and even the ones that really have made it big, are still humble a lot of the times. I mean, coming into this industry, for sure, you gotta be humble. You gotta know where you're at for real.
Definitely.
And like you said too, in terms of coming at it from an angle of what does the consumer want, I think it's easier to do that, of course, when you are creating something that you like, that Andray likes, that your friends like. That's a great way to start too, because it's like, listen, if I like this and all my friends like it, I'm trying to create something that the consumer really loves. I think that's the most important thing. And instead of looking at like data and saying what sells the most,
sure,
you can do that. But at the end of the day, I think the best brands in the long term focus on the actual craft of the cigar, and how it can impact the consumer.
Yeah, I mean, we get questions all the time. Do you have a cigar with this type of wrapper, or do you have a cigar with this vitola? Do you have? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I mean, ultimately, the base decision for everything that we do is, do Andray and I like it? Like, because if we like these cigars, these are cigars that we smoke. That's the reason we made these cigars. That's the reason we came up with these blends. And if we just, an example is a Connecticut. We don't have a Connecticut. Andray and I are generally not big Connecticut guys.
Yeah.
Not to say that we're not going to make one, but we just haven't found the right blend yet.
Right.
And it's just one of those things that we want to make sure that it's something that we really like and really enjoy, and that we're not just doing just to check a box.
And it kind of goes back to Zach's previous statement. The stars align for us. I mean, even our cigar profiles were not far off as well, and I think that's been a huge thing for us. How did you guys get together? How did you know you like the same cigars, the same blends? And both of our profiles was just pretty much right in the middle.
Yeah.
Besides you, I mean, yours are a little crazy.
Yeah. I tend to really, really like full body cigars, but so he has to reel me in on some of those. When we're looking at some of these blends, I'm like, some of them get a little out of control.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's how we get sometimes. We'll get into real full body cigars all the time, and then one of us will switch off to a lighter blend and be like, oh yeah, did you try this one? It's like, nah, I've been smoking like heavy Maduros, for the past month. It's like, just try it out. And then it's like all of us slowly,
It shifts
phase
around.
in and out,
But I think, and what I was going to say is, whether it's set or whether it always kind of moves down the spectrum, is you always need to have difference of opinion or difference of taste, especially if you're running a brand. So like, if you love the stronger, darker cigars, and let's say you just really love Connecticut's, you have both ends of the spectrum to kind of say, hey, this is what it should be. And you could say, this is what the Maduro should be. Because if you guys have identical taste, obviously you're going to make some great cigars that you like.
Yeah.
But you do need to have, kind of like us, we got to have difference of opinion.
Yeah, you got to balance each other.
Balance. Yeah. That's
no
a good way to
doubt,
put
man.
it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. 100% agree.
I will say this though, going back to you guys being like, consumer focused, right? You focus about the customer. Yes, it's what you guys like, but at the end of the day, it's, what they like as well. The cigar industry like really notices that. I mean, we've noticed that just in the field, and we've seen companies come and go. I think, we've talked about before, and it's 350 something companies.
Around 300.
Yeah. That get started, cigar companies
Annually?
That get
It is
started
annually.
annually.
Wow.
And
That shocked me.
95% of them end up stopping. And, we've been joked around a lot where they're like, oh yeah, how long have you had a cigar brand? And, we're like, oh, it's been about 2.5, 3 years. And they're like, oh, you're stuck then. You're stuck. Once you make it to that point, you're in the cigar industry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But people realize that, they see how you are as a person. They see your end goal. And it's like, we've seen people come into the cigar industry and they'll come out right away with 5, 6, 7 lines, and they just have money and they just want to put out a cigar line. And you taste them and you're like, man, this is not a good cigar.
Sure.
And they know nothing about cigars. They think it's an easy industry to get into,
Dude, yeah.
make money,
It's
but
definitely not.
it's not. No,
I'll put it this way.
Not at all.
It's an easy industry to start.
yeah.
And then once you actually get the ball rolling, you do realize how hard
Yeah.
this industry is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of goes back to, one of the earlier points. We were very diligent about making sure that we did things the right way too.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, the factory that we worked with, that in my opinion is one of the most important decisions that a brand can make, is who it is that they're going to be working working with. Because you're only as good as your factory. And, so we had identified a few different factories that we were interested in inquiring with. And we went for our Hail Mary out the gate.
Literally.
And it was like, well, let's see if this works. And they took our call, and we had a pretty extensive exchange of information and business plans and a little bit about us, and they ultimately decided to bring us in. And just being able to lay your head on the pillow at night knowing that the cigars that you have are going to be well constructed, or they're going to be utilizing the tobacco that you're paying for, you're going to be getting the blends that you are paying for. That's huge. And that factory, they put their stamp on every single one of our boxes. So we're a representation of them, and obviously, they're a representation of us. So it's a great relationship. But those little types of like attention to detail, something that was really important to us, and we wanted to make sure that we did it the right way. Yeah, and it was something that the reality is we could probably go somewhere else and maybe get a cheaper product, but it's going to be exactly that. It's going to be a cheaper product. That's not really what we're looking to do. We want to make sure that we're doing things our way, which we think is the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a great decision to do, because especially as a younger brand, the minute you try to take shortcuts, that could kill a brand alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of the really big companies, they can get away with it, but a lot of times too, even the feedback you get is, what did they change factories, change the blend? Like, why does this taste like a $1 cigar essentially?
Right.
Well, it goes back to what you mentioned. I mean, we established in 2022. It took us those 2 years to really lay out our plan, put our heads together, and figure out how we wanted to approach it. And I think we did a fantastic job. And it goes back to what you said. Also, Zach and I are standing there with our first order. I'll mention it. 15,000 cigars in the humidor, and we were like, holy crap.
Yeah, what do we get ourselves into?
Either we're going to sell cigars or we got a life supply of cigars we can smoke.
That first account that we opened was like, that feeling was like, oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, thank God.
All right. So
Somebody likes our cigars.
Yeah. So,
But I think too, the more prep time you give yourselves, you give yourselves essentially 2 years of prep time. I think that the faster you can get the ball rolling, once you did get started.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys are in how many retail locations now? Relatively.
I think we're about 80 retail locations.
Yeah, that's I think
amazing.
for essentially a year and a half.
About 18 months.
you said?
Yeah.
That's really good progress
Yeah.
to do that. So you guys obviously went in all the way in
We did.
and got the ball rolling immediately.
Yeah, we've just had some really, like, by no means do we want to make it seem like we did all of that on our own. We've had so many like people
course.
that have been great ambassadors of the brand. We have a great rep that's been working for us from close to the beginning.
Absolutely.
And I don't even want to say working for us. He's working with us. He's basically like another owner of the company. He's just like a really close confidant. He's been helping us. Social media has passed the word along about HDA and.
Careful, now he's going to ask for a raise. So
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
If he's watching this, which he will be, he knows he's not getting one.
I will say too, real quick, we actually do have an interview lined up with I found out recently, one of your brokers.
Who's that?
Ash and Iron Co.
Yeah, man. So that was going to be my very next point so we've been with John from the very beginning. And then literally a week, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, we were working with Ash and Iron Co. So they're providing a little bit of representation for HDA out west. We're located in Virginia, so geographically it's tough for us to kind of get out west. So he's going to be, brokering for us out there, spreading the word along, which is great. And yeah, I mean, I think we're in, I want to say something like 17, 18 states, which has been great. We were at PCA this last year.
Nice.
So we had a booth at PCA and we were able to, really spread geographically and bring some new folks into the fold, and it's been great. So we've had a lot of people that like us, like our brand, and have been kind of spreading the word along, and it's been fantastic so far.
What's crazy about, you told me this yesterday too, you guys were at PCA and you had a booth, and I told you we were there as media, and we were there for 2 full days doing interviews and stuff. And I never once saw you guys, but
It's crazy,
that's
isn't it?
because of how large it is.
It's
I mean,
so big.
every time we circled the trade show floor,
Yeah.
basically, we were like, wait, I didn't see this
Yeah.
booth before.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many brands that go there. And
Yeah.
we probably really only hit maybe 40% of the booths.
It was funny. We were looking at the floor plan. We was picking out where we wanted to be booth wise.
yeah.
And we had a couple of locations that was recommended to us. And then I was like, hey, Zach, like, it's a coffee bar right there in a bathroom. And I'm like, dude, the foot traffic, somebody's going to see us.
Yeah.
Now I'm really shocked we didn't run into you because
Yeah.
you said coffee bar and restroom. We were there most of the time.
Literally.
We were right
there.
next to the coffee
Right
ladies.
next to the coffee lady.
And then right there next to the bathroom. So we were catching people on the way into the bathroom, on the way out, talking to them while they're in line at the coffee bar. But I mean, I don't think we even saw maybe half the showroom floor because
We were busy.
we were there all three days, right? It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were set up all 3 days from open to close, and Dre and I were glued to the booth for probably 85-90% of the time.
Yeah.
And then we had some folks that were there helping us, and they were like, "Dude, just go
Yeah,
explore."
go walk around. Yeah.
And so you'd go explore, and then you're like, "Oh, I didn't even see that booth." And
yeah.
next thing you know, like the show ends, and I think I maybe saw 40% of the showroom floor. It's huge. It was an awesome experience. It was
Absolutely.
cool.
I mean, you just look at us, right? We were able to walk around all the time. That was literally our only purpose there, and we still didn't get to see everything.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, working at a booth and trying to see everything. It's just,
It's tough, man.
One thing I did see was all the rabbit ears they put out trying to control the smoke. Because once it got to day 2, I think.
Yeah.
It's like you're walking, you're like, oh yeah, it's fine. And then you turn around and look, towards La Aurora, Padron, Davidoff, all them. And you're like, holy shit, you can't see 10 feet.
What's down there? Yeah. I mean, all in all, it actually wasn't too bad. Granted, so all of us, everybody that came to kind of help the HDA team, if you will, we all stayed in one house. So at the end of the day, that house would reek of smoke because of our clothes just sitting in that in that showroom for so long. But
that's how the hotel room was that we stayed at. It was just every time we came back, it's like, man, did we smoke in here last night?
I'll take
Did we
your
get that
word
drunk?
for it because I was nose blind at that point. Like,
yeah.
I think I smoked 8 cigars the first day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blown out palate. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But I'll tell you what, speaking from experience, when you're having that many cigars that day, you can finish off with a really good cigar, and that cigar will still shine through, and you can taste that cigar.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of times I question myself. I'm like, like smoking the cigar, I'm like, I can't really taste it. Like maybe I've had too many cigars. And then the second one you smoke, probably an HDA or something, you light it up and it's like, oh, I could still taste it. So it's not me, it's the cigar itself.
Yeah.
We always we had a shout out to John as well. This was his idea. We had like a bowl of candy, like chocolate. So we were like giving people chocolate so that way it kind of cleanse that palate.
And then you go to the coffee bar. That helps too. Get the water.
Yeah, man. It was it went really well, man. PCA was great.
It was great to us.
We'll be there again next year. So can't wait.
So what was the idea behind the name Hermanos de Armas?
Yeah, so direct translation is brothers in arms in Spanish.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to acknowledge the fact that we are two American guys, but this is a Latin product. This is a Hispanic product. So we wanted to acknowledge the fact that, this is all of our cigars are rolled in Nicaragua. This is a Nicaraguan product. So we wanted to kind of pay homage. My wife is also Nicaraguan, been married for 17 years. So, acknowledging that those roots are kind of there as well. And so we wanted to just make sure that we kind of paid homage. And yeah, that is the name, Hermanos de Armas. We pretty much just go by HDA.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for people.
Well, it's better than BIA too. So, I mean, it sounds better.
yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the name. We are a 100% veteran-owned company. Dre, like he said, he was Army, I was Air Force. And we kind of see that as like an amplifier for our product. Not necessarily. We don't want to be seen as like that veteran company that, that's all they're known for is the fact that they're a veteran company. We also want to be known as a company that has really good cigars.
Yeah, exactly.
An amplifier.
Yeah.
And kind of one of the things we just kind of say all the time, going into new retailers and such, they'll say, we're veterans and they may give us a try because we're veterans, but we think they'll come back because we make pretty damn good cigars. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know we said it off the podcast, but again, thank you guys for your service.
Thanks, man.
I mean, it means the world,
our pleasure.
The fact that we're able to live here freely, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's all because of you guys. So
appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. And I will say too, I think that any chance that we have in this industry to highlight great groups of people, in this case, veterans, and having a brand that essentially does that too. A lot of companies do that, but any chance we can get to kind of highlight that is a great thing. Like we talked about before, you guys always want to work with people that are doing a positive thing for the industry in general.
Yeah.
We feel the same way, working with brands or companies that just want to further, or how do I put it? Further the industry, essentially.
Sure, yeah. Grow the industry.
Grow the industry. And not just, do it for the paycheck, essentially.
Yeah. It's something that Andre and I have it's something that means a lot to us. I think we kind of talked on like the lounge bit earlier, right? Like if it wasn't for cigar lounges, I know for a fact I would not be in the cigar industry.
Yeah.
We don't sell direct to consumer through our website. We don't want to cut out cigar lounges. We don't want to cut out the retailers. That's such an important part of the industry. And, being able to help out the cigar lounges is something that means a lot to us because it's such an integral, overlooked at times, unnecessary part of the industry in some people's eyes. But in our opinion, it's such a huge part of the industry. So if we're able to, dude, we've met some amazing lounge owners.
Absolutely.
And obviously being able to get to know the consumer is huge, but also being able to get to know like these retailers and, that we're all like basically in the same grind and, being able to work with them has been amazing. And so we're really excited to do what we can to continue to highlight and promote our retailers and further basically help them grow. So that way we grow as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had some very, very, I wouldn't call it emotional moments, but some of the things that we do with HDA, and one of those things, I like to highlight is that camaraderie and feel. And we had a charity event at one of our retailers, and we were completely blown away by how much money we raised for that box of cigars. It was unbelievable, man. And you couldn't put a price tag on that experience.
Yeah. So we recently were brought into a cigar community called the Dirty Ash Community, DAC, and they were actually some of the folks that turned out last night to the event. And so we were up at the Cigar Vault in Oakdale, where they were holding their annual celebration for DAC at the Cigar Vault. So they were hosting it. And so it was great. We got to meet so many people from around the country that, we've been talking on Discord with for a while. But we also got to, so we did a limited release back in June. We dropped it in June in time for the 4th of July. So we wanted it to be like a 4th of July release. We dropped it, and we were sold out of all of the boxes of cigars before the cigars even landed in the United States. So we had all of them were pre-sold to all of our retailers, and that was us not even, unfortunately, being able to even offer all of our retailers up to that point the opportunity to purchase, because we placed the order, we took pre-orders, and then from that point on we continued to grow. So there was a lot of our newer retailers didn't get access to these cigars, but we were able to save 2 boxes of cigars. Yep. And we were able to donate one for like a raffle at the end of the DAC event. And then we donated one to one of the veteran charities in that area. And we basically donated it, and it was an auction style. And yeah, that box of cigars ended up going for $1,000.
Wow.
And all that money went to go support that veteran agency. And
Dude, it was awesome, man.
Yeah, being able to do stuff like that.
You did a fantastic job being an auctioneer, though.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
I guess I missed my calling, right?
200, I hear 250, 300. All right.
Yeah. It was a good time, man. So we always like to, we try and give back where we can. We are a small business, so we're super limited, but we try and give back to, places that mean a lot to us, that are doing really good work and are doing work for like the right folks too.
But to be honest with you, I mean, it doesn't go unnoticed, right? Like people notice the small stuff as much as, all these new corporations are popping up everywhere and they don't like doing the small stuff. It's when you see a small company doing the little things to support as much as they can, even if it's just a little, it does mean a lot to the consumer who's buying. I mean, it would definitely sway my opinion. I would say it's like, oh, I want to try this cigar. It's some known brand that, doesn't do anything for the community. They just have a name. And then I see you guys come in and I'm like, oh, wow, they just sold a box of cigars for $1,000 and they donated that. I'm like, let me try them out, So it does mean a lot. I mean, and the cigar community, they understand that. It's very, I like to say the cigar community is very tight knit. We don't know everyone in there, but I could go to a cigar lounge here in Kansas, New York, in California, anywhere, and you end up making a friend. And, like we said in the beginning of this podcast, it's like, doesn't matter the status that you are.
It doesn't.
You could be a janitor all the way up to a CEO. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you're both in the same lounge smoking a cigar, and you're both going to learn something from each other.
Well, I mean, you hit it right on the head, man. I mean, that was a big deal for me, joining the military at a very young age and being on those deployment away from your family. All you got is your brothers and sisters in arms and in uniform. And that camaraderie, downrange for a year, man, is unbelievable, man. And then the cigars was just that, I call it the great equalizer. I always say it. Yeah. The highest ranking, officer in the military to the lower enlisted guy, we're all sitting around smoking cigars. Yeah. And it was just something I missed, man, after a 20-year career. And I got out because the civilian world was so different, especially in Washington, D.C. It's just fast paced, make money, keep moving, right? And I was just like, oh my God, I got to get away from this, right? And fortunately, I met Zach, and he was like, Dre, we got to do this.
Yeah, you want to get back to that camaraderie feeling.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, Dre and I don't do this, but if you look, anybody who's thinking about starting a cigar brand, I'll tell you guys right now, if you're trying to do it to make a quick buck and get out,
it's not going to happen.
It is not going to happen. It is save your time, save your money, save your effort. That's not why we got it. We got into this because of the events that we did yesterday for these types of conversations. Like, we get joy out of being able to go to an event and meet people, meet retailers, understand everybody's story, like just that group feeling, that group therapy almost is something that we really desired when we started the company, and it's the best part of owning a cigar brand.
Absolutely.
It sure as heck is not sending out invoices every or maintaining your books or paying taxes. It's not that. So it's a lot of it's really that community feel.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I still can't remember our elevator pitch to James and Angela. Shout out to Oveja Negra. But still to this day, Zach and I was like, they gave us an opportunity, like, holy crap. But, some of the nuggets they did give us, they've had people who approach them with lots of money, right? And they've turned them down. So we did something right. And we love them for it. And we're truly grateful for the opportunity.
It's awesome. Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's not about the invoices. I mean, shoot, the amount of times Alex asked me, did this person pay yet? And I'm like, I was just happy that they hold our cigars. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and understand, we're doing this for a reason, right? But it's like, they're out there selling our cigars, selling our brand. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, like you said, Zach said, man, we make some great people. Another example, we had a small shop. It was a great shop, great camaraderie. Unfortunately, they had to close their doors. But we had a customer who loved our cigars so much, he was buying a box of Veiled Mutiny a week, right?
He still is.
He still is.
Yeah.
He reached out to Zach and was like, hey, our local shop closed. I still want you guys' cigars.
That's awesome.
And, we could have easily, taken that opportunity to sell directly, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Zach was like, hey, let me link you up with one of our retailers that could take good care of you.
Yeah, he'll ship
And
it to you, whatever
he
the case
still
may be.
buys a box of Veiled Mutiny a week.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been amazing, man. When people are like, oh, like I'll walk into a lounge and people will be like, oh, HDA. I've smoked HDA, and it's still like, really?
Yeah, it's that
really?
real moment.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Every time people like say either, I've heard of the Cigar Guys or I've smoked your cigar, it's like, it's kind of weird. It's still that weird feeling. Like when I went to a
Cars and cigars.
Cars and Cigars,
Oh, yeah.
But I went to Great Lakes Cigar Fest, their very first event that they hosted, Wild Bill's Tobacco, up there in Michigan.
Yeah, we've heard about it. Pretty awesome.
They did a great job for sure. That was a great event. Something to look into.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my thing. I'm in line for something because I'm there as media, so I'm meeting a bunch of people and doing some of the stuff they had. Like they had tastings every hour. They had a cigar rolling experience you could do. So I'm in line for the tasting, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, can you take a picture?" And I'm thinking he's asking me to take a picture of like him and his wife. And he's like, "No, I want a picture with you." I'm like, "Oh, okay, like sure, yeah." He's like, "We take a picture." And he's like, "Yeah, I've been following you guys for a while," and it's still unreal to me.
It is
because
yeah,
obviously, like what we do with the media is to obviously bring attention to this industry and in a way bring attention to us.
Yeah,
but the fact that there's some guy out, I think he was in California and he moved out here east, but he's out there in California watching us and keeping up with our stuff, it's still kind of unreal to me.
He's watching a bunch of idiots just sit around and talk about
Exactly.
cigars, and like it's awesome, dude.
Well, I mean, you had a great experience at Just a Tip. Shout out to Sam.
Yeah.
Had a gentleman, he was quoting Zach verbatim from
he was telling me
year
things
ago.
about that I had shared, a year ago on a podcast that I forgot I even shared. He's telling me these things, and I'm like, bro, how do you know that?
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I watched the Toro Cigar podcast, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I guess I did say that.
Yeah, Zach's like, is that what I said? Those exact words? Like,
But I'm nowhere near a celebrity, bro. No interest.
yeah, we had we had a lot of really cool moments at PCA, but one of the lounges that we work with, shout out to War Wagon down in Texas. We talked with the owners for over the course of 3 days. They're a smaller shop, and they were being very diligent about who they brought in. And they kept visiting us and talking with us. And then by the last day, they ended up deciding to bring us in, which is like a lot of people don't realize like how big of a deal that is for lounges to introduce a new brand. Oftentimes these lounges are only introducing 1, 2, maybe 3 brands into their lounge. And that's a big deal for them. And they decided to bring in HDA, and at the end they're like, hey, can we get a picture? And I was like, dude, like it's like this really cool feeling of like, man, that means so much to them and it means so much to us. So we're actually going to be going down to do an event with them in November.
Oh yeah, shout out to Connor.
Yeah, so yeah, cool stuff, man. It's just been really, really cool moments too. Just being able to meet folks around the country. And I know we've talked about lounges and like the importance. Obviously, the brands are a different aspect, but what you guys do from the media perspective of being able to give brands like HDA a platform to share their story, to reach the masses, what you guys do for brands and help them grow is just, it's huge, man. It's like, we can't thank you enough for having us on.
Absolutely.
No, thank you. I mean,
Like,
that means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like genuinely, like it really does a lot for brands. I mean, if it wasn't for guys like you and other podcasts having us on to share our story, to just kind of talk about HDA, I mean, we wouldn't be nearly where we are today without it. And so, yeah, what you guys do is, it's a great form of entertainment, and it helps out a lot of brands. So,
No, I appreciate that.
yeah, you guys are awesome.
And two, like you said, media is one way to promote different brands, learn about different brands. And as you talked about earlier, the lounges themselves, like you said, if it weren't for lounges, would we really be smoking cigars anyway? You can go to a gas station, or you can go to a liquor store and buy cigars,
Sure.
but you're standing there going, what do I smoke? And people buy like, the Monte Cristos or the stuff that you always find, Macanudos. You have those few options, but without the lounges, like you go in for your first time, you have to ask the guy, hey, like, let me be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing. Recommend me something. So that's how you try really good cigars, a bunch of different cigars. And that's how brands like yours get their name out there. Because let's be honest, our cigars aren't going to be in a gas station or mass liquor stores, realistically.
Right.
That's the goal, of course. But it's like, without the lounges and the people kind of spreading the word and telling you, hey, this is a good cigar you need to try.
Right.
We wouldn't be in this position.
The hand selling, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
The
we're
hand-
fortunate for that because I'm fortunate to know some really, influential people in the Northern Virginia area. And that's something Zach and I discovered early on. There was a pretty big store, and I just knew that we were a shoo-in to get in this store, had all the right connections, everything.
Yeah.
And I just discovered it just was not a good fit for HDA.
Yeah.
And we learned that early on, and it was like, okay, so we got to be a little more strategic in our approach, and what are the lounges bringing as well, right?
Yeah, and by not a good fit, we're talking like, it's one thing if we make that initial sell to that retailer, we get into that shop, and then what?
Yeah.
Right? And then it goes and it sits on a shelf, and maybe somebody just happens to be curious and stumble upon it and try
it's
it.
like, is it worth it?
Right.
Yeah.
For a small brand like us, it's the lounges that are willing to be like, hey, let me tell you, somebody comes in, hey, what do you guys, we did it today. We did it over at one of the lounges here in the area. Walked in, hey, what do you guys have here that I might not be able to get somewhere else? What do you guys have here that's maybe not necessarily boutique, but what's something unique that you guys have here? And then, they took their time to kind of tell us about some unique cigars that they had. That is how brands like us spread as well, as those lounges, those retailers that are willing to take the time to talk about some of these small brands, especially with you guys being able to amplify a lot of that information and then direct people to be like, oh, you should try HDA. And then those people are reaching out to their retailers. It's huge. So yeah, it's been an absolute blast the last year and a half, man.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to all, the cigar salesmen around the US. I mean, like a lot of them, as a small company coming in, you're handing them the cigar just to try it, whatever. But then once you guys leave, they're the ones pushing it.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like, all right, I smoked the cigar when they were here. I met the owners. They were amazing. And someone walks in, they're like, hey, I want to try something new. I've been smoking, whatever, the big three, Padron, Davidoff, 12 Fuente, anything. And they're like, I don't want mainstream. I want something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where you guys come in. And that sales guy that you guys just gave a cigar to, and he loved it. He loved you guys as a company, as personnel, whatever. That's when he's like, let me show you something new.
Yeah.
And then that's when they get hooked.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, big shout out to them. I mean, they're
Absolutely.
without those sales guys, I mean, any cigar industry wouldn't be anywhere.
100%.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You have to definitely, especially with a newer brand, make that connection with the retailers. Like, why should they push your cigar over the other ones? And a lot of times it's relationships and, do they like you? Do they like what you do? That's where we've seen a lot of success is, giving them essentially a reason to push our cigars. Because if you have a humidor with, 300-400 SKUs, 1,000 SKUs, what is the reason for a retailer to say, hey, try HDA?
Definitely. And
Any
don't get it wrong. We've been rejected a lot as well, but
Oh yeah.
we've learned to just continue to push on and keep telling our story as to why we got into the cigar industry. So that's been a great experience as well. And I feel like that's definitely a huge part of the process as well. I mean,
We're grinding, brother.
we are though.
I mean, you know what happens? Those people reject you. Next thing you know, you're in all the stores around them, and they're like, "Oh shit, we need to pick them up. We should have been the first ones to,
Yeah.
you know." And then they end up regretting it.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, we've had a few that have reached back out. You know, and a lot of times it's just not the right time, right?
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
we're it's not the right time for HDA to come into those shops, and we also understand, like, you know, to like the point I made earlier, is like it's not easy for a lot of lounges to just bring in any brand. It's a very strategic move on when they're going to bring in a brand. They have to make sure it's right for them.
yeah.
So we've had a lot of people come back, and we're always eager to continue to bring people into the fold. So
You never know. They could have ended up buying, 5 new cigar brands within that week that you showed up. You know what I mean? It's like,
Exactly.
all right, I gotta take a break. I just spent, thousands of dollars on these cigars.
You have to be understanding of that. Like you guys said, if you get rejected, like move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Like don't take it personally because that's a great example. You might have showed up on the day where they dropped 20 grand on another brand or just different brands, and money is not infinite, unfortunately. So it's like, hey, listen, and and a lot of times they won't tell you this, but it's like right now is not the right time.
sure.
No one wants to admit that, like, we can't spend the money on it. But the reality is, or shelf space.
Joe, yeah.
If you have a smaller humidor, you need to prove your value and say like, well, why should I move these guys aside and put your cigars in here?
Yeah, we tried to be extremely conscious of shelf space when we designed our boxes too. I guess we don't have a really box here with us, but our boxes are fairly shelf friendly. We have 3 SKUs, which we already kind of talked about. One size, right? So 3 blends, one size, 3 SKUs. We try to make it shelf friendly.
Right.
20 count boxes, 5 by 4, so fairly tall or fairly compact boxes.
Yeah.
To reduce the footprint for that stress that it can put with a larger shelf,
Right.
larger footprint in a humidor on the shelf.
Because with those 3 boxes, all you need to do is like what I'm saying is those 3 boxes take up a box and a half of
Correct.
space.
That's
correct. If you look at most boxes, they
20,
go 10 across usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes
20
they go
box and
15 across.
Yeah.
So it's taking up a lot of that space. But with you guys, you still get the 20 cigars, but you're only taking up essentially like 6 inches of space with that one box.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. Yeah, that was by design. We wanted to make it easier for somebody to introduce HDA into a smaller humidor.
Yeah.
But,
And those are the things that you got to think about is like, how do we make it easier for the retailers at the end of the day to carry our cigars and push our cigars?
Sure.
So any reason that you give to the retailer to make it easier for them, that's another thing where it's like, okay, well, you're making my job easier, then it makes sense.
Yeah, we learned it as far as boxes and bundles go as well. And now that, a lot of our retailers have us, now most of the time they just want bundles. It's just easier. I have the boxes. I can refill it. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's either that, do bundle refills. Some people make trays. That way you can kind of organize it however you best see fit as a retailer and put all the cigars in there.
Yep.
I think that, and this goes, it depends on what shop you go to, what lounge you go to, but a lot of retailers are talking about trying to not just have the boxes there, but have trays and spread the cigars out equally. Because it's taking up a lot of room with the boxes.
Sure.
But if you eliminate boxes, which some retailers are doing, they could fit more cigars in there.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's kind of like a balance, right? I think as somebody who not collects boxes, but I like to keep a lot of boxes. I think a box is a really, really cool, like almost like a keepsake to have of some of these
Like
brands.
memorabilia.
Yeah, so I think there's definitely value there. I think it's a great way to kind of express a little bit more about your brand beyond just your band. There's a balance though too, because the reality is boxes are not cheap either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But we added a keepsake with Phantom Fury. I mean, we took the time and actually signed 150 boxes, so that was pretty awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
Zach's idea, and of course James thought we were crazy.
yeah, I signed us up for that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
get a box that's not signed? I don't want Zach's signature.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
it's just going to look straight.
I'm gonna be like, Zach,
mine.
why'd you sign your own box?
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah.
But I mean, I lost my train of thought. But anyway,
Yeah, I know a lot of retailers are starting to utilize trays. and find ways for some of these brands to maybe stand out while still being able to kind of fit them into smaller spaces. But ours are fairly shelf friendly, so we haven't had really that concern yet. I'm sure some of the boxes that are nice and wide with space in between each of the cigars, that creates its own headache.
There's definitely pros and cons on cigar lounges who get rid of their boxes completely. I mean, we've been to a few, and it's like you get rid of the box and they have shelves for all of their cigars, and they're adjustable, right? So sometimes it's like your shelf space is like this large on there because they take away your box and they just stack them up tall, and you have to find a way to like
stand out
from every other cigar brand.
Sure.
But when you have your box, it is a little bit of a plus from a cigar company owner's standpoint, because it's like you could educate them a little bit on what you are as a company and who you are. So there's pluses and minuses on both sides.
That's part of why we kept our design pretty simplistic. We wanted something that was kind of different, that kind of stood out because it was simplistic.
Right.
And that's, no knock on anyone else. We just didn't want, the stereotypical what we see in the humidor when you walk in there. So you see, the black, white, and gray. And when we designed our logo, I'm a huge Jack Daniels fan. And we just love like the black and white. It's just simplistic. It's in your face. The white pops off the black. And I was like, that is awesome. We should do that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say too, the fact that your boxes are colored, like the black, silver, or gray and white, is that kind of helps stand out too. Because a lot of times boxes, especially from the outside, are like just cedar or something like that.
Sure.
So having something that lets the box stand out is definitely going to help sell the cigar, of course, when you're not there, or at least make it stand out.
Yeah. I guess simplicity is key as well. I think we didn't want it to be gimmicky. We didn't want it to be anything that a misrepresentation of what we are. But we just wanted to kind of keep it nice and simple,
But we didn't want to overdo the military thing either.
Yeah. Didn't want to go too hard into that.
Just a little touch.
Yeah, well, I appreciate what you guys do because you highlight the military, and obviously we talked about it. You support the military in your efforts, but you don't try to use it as something to propel you guys forward. Essentially,
no.
A lot of companies might use the military to their advantage and say like, well, yeah, we donate to the organizations all the time, like whatever. But at the end of the day, and we talked about this off camera, is at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
and if you're in it for the right reasons, you're not looking for that. Like, look at me.
Yeah.
Look what I'm doing.
No, it wasn't that at all. And, one thing that, resonates me, in that regard is how many vendors reach out, just because they know we're military, which is cool. But, as stated, we just don't overemphasize it or anything like that. We want people to know that we're in it because we genuinely love what we do.
Yeah. And
as stated, being here with you guys it's a fantastic experience. I mean, it's back to that camaraderie that we experienced with talking with other like-minded people that enjoy, cigars, right?
Yeah.
It's just a fantastic experience, man. And then even with HDA, Zach and I, this is our own blood, sweat, and tears. We had a guy reach out to us, and we had a small discrepancy with a skull we was trying to get shipped out to him, and I responded to the email. And he was like, holy crap, I didn't expect to get an email from an owner.
Yeah.
If you don't get an email from the owner, you're not getting an email.
Correct.
It's us, dude.
It's like me and Zach, man. Like, if you hear it, you're going to hear from Zach and I. And he was just like blown away the fact that we actually emailed them back directly. So that was really cool.
It's us, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reality of the smaller companies is, listen, the owners are doing the work. At the end of the day, we're answering the emails. We're doing, all the stuff you don't see, going to the events. That's just the reality of it. I mean, we can't pay some guy 50, 70, 100 grand to
just
be
answer
a full-time employee, essentially. Yeah. So, and I think that's valuable too, because it shows that obviously you guys do care, and it's not necessarily just because it's not out of necessity, but listen, we like what we do at the end of the day. So of course we're going to reach out to you, talk to you, share our story.
I mean, in the beginning, man, it was Zach and I shipping out stuff. It was awesome. I mean, I think I enjoyed a little bit more than Zach does. He was like, Dre, can you ship this out? I'm like, heck yeah. So I love going to the post office, dropping boxes off, knowing that they're going out to our retailers and such. It gives me a great experience. Zach like, no, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, dude.
But
The
then
shipping is brutal.
Yeah, but we're
but you made Zach do all the videos and stuff, so there's got to be some give and take.
Yeah, exactly. I take all the back end stuff, which is cool. But we're fortunate to have be working with a really good distributor helping us out with the larger packages.
They're a distributor in the sense that they do our shipping for us. Yeah. So we have a warehouse space, and that company that owns the warehouse, they specialize in shipping tobacco products. Nice. So we lean on them for the shipping logistics. So anytime we get an order, we talk to them. We store our product in their humidity controlled warehouse, and they end up shipping it out for us. And it's been great because our shipments go out same day, which is amazing. Yeah. And so rather than us trying to, because we still work full-time jobs too, so us trying to find time in our day to box it up and get something out, which inevitably would end up slipping to the right, it would end up taking a little bit longer. We're able to get this stuff out quick.
Well, because the reality of it is sending out one box still takes about an hour of time from packaging to actually taking it to the post office, like you said. I mean, an hour for your day is very valuable time, and if you have to spend 1 hour of your day to send out one order, that's a lot of time that's wasted. You could be using that time for other stuff.
We sell merch on our website as well, so that is all still done by us. So we do that as well. But when it comes to
smaller packages and samples and stuff, I'll still mail out myself, which is cool.
So samples, maybe a box here, a box there, too. And then any like merch. But I remember we got a really big order for one of our retailers, and it was for cigarclub.com, and it was like one of our very first big orders, and it was like 50 boxes, and I was like, Dre, logistically make this, what do we do? And that's when we ended up reaching out to the shipping company, and they're like, yeah, we do that all the time. And dude, I was like, do I have to do it by freight? Like, how are we going to get this down? Do we drive it down to them? None of this, we're new into this. And so,
that
went off without a hitch. Yeah.
I mean, we learned that early on. There's a lot of, shipping companies out there that don't really like tobacco too much.
Nobody likes tobacco.
No one,
No.
Dude, no company wants to ever work with tobacco, man. Venmo, I still to this day don't have Venmo.
Me too. I got banned
because I tried to link my cigar company to my personal phone number. So now I'm on the list. So no more Venmo for Zach.
Me too. I think it's a Zach thing because they banned me too. I'm like, I'm like, what's going on? And
what we do is we use the Zacks as test rabbits. And
that's what it is. I'm with you though. I love shipping. Alex
used to, man. I enjoy it.
Yeah, Alex used to ship the stuff, and I'm like, Alex, man, we need to take some off your plate. You've been doing a lot, And I'm like, let me ship it. He's like, all right. So any product we get, I ship, and I'm like, I'm there packing stuff up, small orders, and I'm just like,
lady at the post office, she knows me well. Oh, you're back dropping off packages. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, I'm back. I'm still here.
I don't know. It's amazing. I just feel, it feels good to drop off the package.
Absolutely.
It's like, hey, the next person that's going to get this package is someone who's going to be enjoying it just as much as I enjoyed creating it.
Absolutely.
Right?
That part is nice. For me, it's like trying to pack up multiple orders, and then it's like trying to pack up the orders and make sure I get all the orders right. I'm too scatterbrained for that, man. So it's like, fortunately, Dre, the attention to the detail lies with Dre.
Well, I got two boys, man. So, and it's awesome, like my boys to see, they always say Mr. Zach when he comes over and stuff, but to see what we've built, in just almost 3 years now from start to finish. And now my boys are all excited. So they'll be like, Dad, what are you doing? And I'm like, Zach's got me mailing out like 15 boxes. I got to get them ready, for shipment. So they like to come down and help count the boxes and move things out. And I can honestly say now on the logistics side, man, Zach is like type A about inventory, which is very important.
Yeah.
And, I think 2 or 3 times a week, like, Dre, how's inventory going? How's everything? And I'm like,
we have about once a month. Once a month, I'm up here asked about inventory.
I think it's more than that.
I'm like, Dre, I need a count, bro. That's what makes me lose sleep is inventory management.
It does, but it's important.
Yeah, we just don't want to have a lapse in inventory. We don't ever want somebody to place an order and we can't fulfill it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing. Like, I used to be in the restaurant industry with my family, and the same thing. It was like, if we ever had to tell a customer that we were out of something, that would irk me.
Well,
You
in
know?
the cigar industry, we learn real quick, as you stated, right? Especially when it comes to pricings and points. You know, if a customer's into your cigars and there's no inventory available for that cigar, you know, they can easily move on to something else.
Oh, yeah.
So we learned that easy, and Zach, we stay on it now.
Well, again, that shelf space could fill up
Absolutely.
because, like, oh, well, this other brand came in.
Correct.
I do have room because, you know, we're out of this cigar.
Yep.
So, yeah, lapse in inventory is not a good thing for sure.
We're always trying to plan like 2 orders ahead. And by 2 orders, I mean 2 orders with our factory ahead.
Yeah.
You know, our from the time that we place an order to the time that we receive an order, it's fairly lengthy. So it takes a lot of management and a lot of like looking ahead to make sure that we are properly planning for those next orders. So
Of course, yeah. This is an Amazon. We can't get it the next day.
Absolutely
Oh,
not. No.
yeah, if only.
Yeah,
If
we
only it
were
was that
we were
easy.
sweating bullets a little bit over Phantom Fury.
Oh man, Phantom Fury. Yeah, that was one that. So it was a 4th of July release. That was the goal. It's like we wanted it to be in customers' hands by the 4th of July. So every 4th of July we want to do something, and every Veterans Day we want to do something.
Yeah.
And so the goal was we wanted to have. We had a few retailers that were including Phantom Fury in their cigar of the month, and they wanted it to go out for the month of July, meaning that they had to have it in June. And dude, we were like, it was looking like it might slip, and dude, we were stressing.
Oh
But
yeah.
we ended up getting it in mid-June, thankfully, and we were able to get it in everybody's hands appropriately. So now it's just like, all right, maybe we should try and get this like a month ahead, just to be on the safe side.
I'm sure there's probably a few stores that you had to overnight, and you're like, I'll spend the extra money just so they have
Sure,
it, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I mean, dude. Like I said, we're putting in the work, bro. I mean, shout out to Zach, man. I mean, that's my dude, man. I mean, going to the warehouse, picking up shipments, bringing it, stacking it in a humidor for hours on end.
yeah.
Like-
That's the other thing is all of our orders come in from Nicaragua and they
Yeah.
land in New Jersey, and then we're renting a U-Haul.
Oh, wow.
We're loading it all up into the back of a U-Haul. We're
Boxes
driving
and
it
pallets.
a couple hours to Dre's house, and then we're loading all those boxes into our walk-in humidor that he built in his basement,
Nice.
and loading it up there, and then taking some over to our warehouse space. But that's all us. Like
Yeah.
we don't have somebody doing that for us. That's It's like, all right, I'm going to take a day off of work to drive up and go rent the U-Haul, and yeah, it's
I can just imagine loading it up, looking at it, be like, yeah, this looks great. All right, now let's pull it all out. Now we got to ship it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
that was fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a lot of work, man, for sure.
But it's worth it, brother. It's
Absolutely.
so awesome, man. It's fun.
I'm impressed because I know, like, Zach and I, when we first talked, he told us that, you know, you guys did work full time still. So the fact that you've done so much while still working full time is super
It's amazing.
impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, are you ever home?
I mean, it's drive, it's passion. It's all those factors that matter to me and Zach. I think, you know, in the state, we just love what we do, and coming out to visit you guys, retailers. You know, every invite, you know, we try to go. If we can make it, we go. And, you know, now it's like my home schedule is overlaid with HDA schedule, right? And I'm trying to like deconflict to ensure that,
Yeah.
you know, my wife's good with the boys, Zach's good with me. And I mean, it's a lot, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
Dre and I talk probably as much to one another as we do to our wives at this
Absolutely.
No, it's probably more.
point. Dre's
Like-
my second wife.
Oh,
man.
absolutely. It's like now it's a raining joke like, oh, you and Zach going to sell your sticks. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to sell our sticks. Like, we'll be back.
Yeah.
But it's great too that you do have, you know, your family that supports it. Of course, at the end of the day, if your family's not on board, then that's a whole nother struggle.
Oh, yeah. My
So
wife,
having that support is everything.
yeah, my wife can't say anything anymore because I'm like, every time she gives me the look, I'm like, well, it's your fault. Remember, right? And she just walks away.
You greenlit it. You
Absolutely.
greenlit it from the beginning.
Yep.
You told me to run with my passion,
Absolutely.
okay?
Yep.
Dude, and they've, I mean, it's just like, you know, both of our wives have helped immensely. Like,
Absolutely.
whether it's, you know, just when we're away, like now, taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. But beyond that, like, you know, the amount of times that we bounce ideas off of our wives, we get their opinions on certain things, maybe not necessarily like blends, but, you know, we're getting their opinions on certain things, or, you know, my wife's helping me ship packages, or, you know, I mean, geez, it's been, they're the wind beneath our wings. Dre.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like my
Absolutely.
wife will send me like video ideas sometimes, or especially
Yeah.
when
Oh,
we're,
yeah,
when we're
that's-
doing events.
Yep.
like when we first started, she made us these little signs for our company.
Yeah.
We got us shirts, actually, like the polos that we wear, that was all her, and she bought them for us.
So it's stuff we didn't even think about.
Yeah, I know, because we're just like, we got cigars, we got to go do our thing.
Yeah.
We can't. Actually, exactly right. We're not worried about getting shirts.
Right.
Like something we should worry about. But I mean, she took care of that. So having someone to lean on, even when you don't really think about it, like they're always there to kind of help you with the stuff you don't even think about.
For sure. Yeah. That marketing, that marketing aspect, if you will, the marketing helping us with that. Yeah, I know our wives have been critical in that.
Absolutely.
Too. Yeah.
We just got to get Kim in the lounge one day.
Yeah. Good luck, dude.
I know, man.
Good luck, the next step is making them all reps too.
Absolutely.
But they don't want their hair to smell like smoke.
Oh,
That's what it
absolutely
is.
not. Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, man.
Next thing you know, they're in the shower for 2 hours trying to wash it out.
Yeah. Do you guys have to like bathe head to toe before you see your wife after being in a lounge?
It's not, well, it's before bed for sure. Like, I mean, it's like, she's like, don't even touch the bed if you've been to the cigar
Just
lounge.
wash the sheets.
No,
She's like, if you're outside, like, don't even come. Like, you got to shower first.
Zach, it's like in the military, so we did a thing called like NBC training, right?
Okay, yeah.
And chemical reactions, all that stuff. You wear a full, what they call a mop suit, right?
Yeah.
So I laugh at Zach. So every time he goes home, he's like, dude, I got to go through decon every time he goes home. So he has like clothes in the garage laid out for him and stuff. Like I'm laughing.
I'll never forget this. We did one event pretty early on, and we're smoking a lot of cigars, and it just got really, really smoky in the actual lounge. And we came home. We drove home after this, and I mean, we reeked of cigars. It was like really, in particular, it was really bad. And we get home, and it's like 1 a.m. I take off all my clothes, I go up, throw it into the washer, start the washer, and then just walk through my bedroom into the bathroom, and I start showering. And I finish showering, and I go to walk out into the bedroom, and the light's on. I open the door, and my wife's got like a can of like air freshener. And I was like, what happened? She's like, my God, what did you do? And I was like, I derobed out there, and I just walked through, but I just was reeking that much of smoke. She's like, make it be gone. You ruined my bedroom. Yeah. So,
well, especially like if you're on the
outdoor
road,
shower like a dog at this point.
Yeah, right.
Just like in the spigot, and just outside, just watch myself.
But if you're going to multiple lounges in one day, I mean,
for
that's
sure.
going to stick for sure.
Absolutely.
Like you go to one lounge sometimes, and the ventilation might not be perfect. You walk in there, you already smoke like cigars.
Yeah.
Or smell like cigars. Yeah.
I mean, we've been through this scenario where, we carpool, a lot when we're doing events and stuff. And, next time Jared picks me up to go to a cigar lounge or something, I'm like, I sit in his car, and I'm like, did you smoke in here? He's like, no, dude, this is just from yesterday when we went to all those lounges. I'm like, oh shit, So it definitely does sit,
So one thing that I found that has helped immensely is, in my truck in particular, is so there's this brand that does like beard balms. So John, one of our reps, him and his wife own this brand called Beard Apothecary, and they make like beard products.
Yeah.
One of the things that they also make is like a card diffuser. And so I have this like card diffuser, which I've never had before, but I have this card diffuser, and it sits in my truck, and it takes all the cigar smell out of my truck. It has worked immensely.
You bring some with you?
Beard Apothecary.
Okay. Beard Apothecary. Okay.
Yeah. So, but that car diffuser is awesome. They have, she makes all of the scents herself, and so she makes a lot of really cool, really good scents. And so, yeah, I use the heck out of that, and it helps keep that smell out of my truck immensely.
Good. Yeah. We'll have to look into that too.
Yeah, man. But somebody's going to invent a product that you can like, I don't know, spray on yourself beforehand or like afterwards, that just like perfectly removes all the smell out of like cigars or out of your clothes, but then also your body. Like there's got to be somebody's got to come up with something.
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff and it's just never worked perfectly, but there's got to be something. What you got there?
I mean, even one of our sponsors, Smoke Sniper LLC, he makes a mouthwash that takes away the cigar smoke.
Oh, I got to try that.
Yeah. I mean,
we had a few, yeah. So.
Okay, yeah. So here you go. You can take this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
There's one. Leave that one. That's an old one. There should be some there.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah.
So it's a mouthwash.
Yeah. So it's a mouthwash, and honestly, I kind of use that all the time. It's like you're in between places. You go to a cigar lounge, you want to go out, something like that. You just use it real quick, and it
really works because
it really works. Yeah.
Using Listerine, it has a lot of that minty flavor, but you walk away and you're like, wait, I still have that cigar breath.
Yeah.
This stuff, when I first used it, I was like, no fucking way.
And
Like,
it's all
I'm tripping
natural.
right
Really?
now. It legitimately gets rid of everything.
I'm gonna have to give that a try.
And yeah, that's the thing. It's all natural.
Yep.
It uses two natural flavors, which is like mint and lemon. So
Okay.
it's actually kind of refreshing.
Nice.
Like, so don't swallow it. But I mean, it's all natural stuff. And it legitimately works so well. Like, he designed this to actually work for
Awesome.
that cigar breath.
That's
That's
gonna
awesome.
happen. We're gonna have to give
Oh,
that
yeah.
one a try because after brush my teeth 3
Yeah.
times,
And then the
rinse
next
out my breath,
morning,
and then
yeah.
and then my wife's like, "God damn, dude, I'm like kissing an ashtray here."
No, I'm telling you, this stuff really
Trying.
works. Yeah.
Yeah,
The struggles, man.
the struggle, the struggle's real.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so. What about you guys, man? What do you guys have in the works here, man? I mean, I know you guys are always like lining up some pretty dope interviews. You guys have your brand. What are some cool things that you guys have on the horizon?
Man, I mean, like, and we were talking about this before. We had basically 2 interviews a week lined up these past couple months.
Yeah.
A lot of brands being showcased, including yours. A lot of, but I think we're doing a lot of both boutiques and more of the legacy companies, like
Cool.
highlighting them
Yeah.
and having them on. I think that at this point in our media career, it gotten to that point where we're not reaching out as much. We're getting a lot of people come to us and say, "Hey, we want to work with you and have our
awesome.
products highlighted and stuff like that."
Which is a great problem to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, of course. Yeah. I mean, I love having a packed schedule. And even when like it's slow season, we might have a month with no guest scheduled, but we still do a show and just like this, but with the 4 of us, and we just talk about either cigars or we do current events or conspiracy theory episode, like just keep it going.
That's awesome.
Cause yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like the whole purpose of us doing the podcast was, listen, we're at the cigar lounge all the time talking. And sometimes you have these conversations where it's like, we should have recorded this. Like that was really funny or that was really informative. So it's essentially that virtual cigar lounge where we're doing this anyway, whether we're at the lounge across the street or wherever we're going. Let's do something that promotes the industry and we can share with the other people. Cause we have people that message us or comment and interact with us. So this is a way to reach the masses all across the world.
Yeah.
And have that camaraderie just outside of these 4 walls.
That's awesome.
So I feel like we've done a really good job about talking about cigars. It is a cigar
100%.
podcast
Yeah.
after all.
Yeah.
Are you guys big sports guys?
I like college football.
College football?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm a UCF fan just because I graduated from there.
Gotcha.
It's my alma mater.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like college football as far as like NFL. I'm like iffy. I'm a Giants fan.
I think
so
college
it's
football is
always
generally
kinda-
more entertaining anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just
Uh-oh.
You don't think so?
Whoa. No, man.
Really?
Yeah, I'm more of a professional ball
Oh, okay.
fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Broncos fan, so we're
sorry.
filming this after week 3. Yeah, we're filming this after week 3. We're 1-2. Fun stat that I heard: the Broncos are 1-2, and they have yet to trail for a single second in the fourth quarter. Think
Really?
about that. Yeah, two game-winning field goals as time expired is how the Broncos have lost, which is brutal. But yeah, so they're 1-2, so not off to a hot start, but I'm hopeful that they'll turn it around. And then baseball season is getting ready to wrap up. You guys didn't mention baseball, I assume. Am I the only baseball fan in the room here?
Baseball with me, I'll be honest with you, it's like I've never paid.
Don't say it's boring, brother.
Well, listen, no, I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
I watch golf on TV, so I can't say anything is boring,
Ryder Cup,
right?
brother.
You
Ryder
know?
Cup's going on.
Yeah. So with baseball, it's so long. I don't know why. It's hard for me to watch on TV. I've never been to a baseball game, and everyone tells me they're like,
You
go
gotta
to
go to a
one.
baseball
I'll
game.
piggyback
Yeah,
off that real quick.
Go to
Bro.
one in person, and it's
so
completely
different.
different.
Dude, wow.
Yeah.
Legitimately,
Yes.
so my granddad has always been a big baseball guy. He played baseball, he coached baseball, and he lives in DeLand by Stetson University. So he has like the season tickets basically, so you can go whenever. And one day he was just like, "Hey, come to a game with me." And I'm like, "Okay." So I went out one night, and it's definitely way more entertaining when you're actually there.
Yeah.
And they had a triple header in that game. And
What do you mean a triple
Like,
header?
what-
Like
I don't-
back to back to back games? Or what do
how
you
would
mean?
you say it? No, I'm using the wrong word. But basically,
Like it went into extra innings?
no. So one of the hits ended up being what was it, like 3 runs, or I don't even remember what it was. Again, I'm not like educated in baseball at all,
Okay.
but it was the most entertaining thing I've seen, and the rest of the game was like kind of boring. But
Whoa. Man,
No
I mean,
offense.
we're throwing around
Language.
very strong words
Language.
like boring here, fellas. No, it
was the worst experience of my life. Okay.
I maintain that baseball is the best in-person spectator sport that's out there.
So that's what I've heard. What about hockey?
Hockey is pretty. That's a good point. Hockey
it's
is pretty
intense.
sweet.
I do like hockey.
I went to a hockey game for the first time too, and I was like, "This is insane! It's like being at a concert."
Oh yeah.
I love football. Football is probably my second favorite sport behind. Not probably. It's my second favorite sport behind baseball. Football in person, in my opinion, is just not nearly as much fun as baseball is in person.
I could
Football
see
in
that.
person is so enjoyable from the couch. Like you can just watch football on TV. They've done such a good job. Baseball is really enjoyable as well, like on TV, but in person baseball is the
Yeah,
best.
way better. Yeah, I
So-
can see that.
So if you guys ever get up to like our neck of the woods, man, we'll have to go to a game or something.
To see a bad team play or like,
Well, we're in the Northern Virginia area, so you would probably end up seeing the Nats. So yes, you would see a bad team.
Hey.
I'm a Giants fan, so I can't really talk, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. No, but yeah. So I mean, baseball season is wrapping up. Regular season's getting ready to wrap up. Playoffs are pretty much solidified almost. That's a lie. There's a couple teams that are still on the edge, but yeah, I think I'm a big Cubs fan. So big Chicago Cubs
Nice.
fan.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs, and I'm hopeful they'll have a deep run. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
Well, so my brother is in college right now playing football, and he's actually out at a school in Kansas. It's a Mid American University,
Okay.
and we all flew out there to watch his first game for the season, and that's really fun,
Yeah,
especially
that's
like
pretty cool.
with your family playing.
Yeah.
And he is insane. He had, I think, so he's a wide receiver, and he had 120 yards maybe in that game. He had a
Nice.
fantastic game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was fun to be there, and he got MVP for the week for like all athletics of that week in the school.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's a great player, man. I'm really excited to see his career
That's exciting.
continue to move. Yeah,
and
and
so
awesome.
when you see him in the draft, you'll be rooting for him,
There
even
you
though
go.
you don't like college.
Samuel
that much.
Gonzalez. Yeah, Samuel Gonzalez. He goes by Sosa.
That's
There
awesome.
you go,
Call it
dude.
Sosa, yeah.
man.
Yeah, well, he moved there like the first 2 weeks. So all his guys are calling him Sosa. It's like, I don't even know where that came from, but
My daughter's a sophomore in high school, so we're starting to look at colleges now. She plays competitive softball, so
yeah.
it's one of those that we're starting to look at colleges, and we're going to be having those kind of conversations on where
Yeah.
she's going to go to hopefully play. And
My wife was a softball player in high school, and she loved it.
there you
Yeah.
go.
That's awesome.
UCF is actually one of the schools.
I was going to
that's
say I'm not
on the
biased,
radar.
but UCF, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's on my son's list as well. I also
Yeah.
have a sophomore.
Yeah.
So he's really mechanically inclined, plays golf, and yeah.
I mean, like as far as I can only speak for the engineering aspect of it, but as far as their engineering school, it's absolutely fantastic.
Is it?
Absolutely.
I mean, like
No, UCF's a great school.
yeah, I talk about, I mean, just with my fellow engineers in the workplace, I talk about stuff that we got to do in college at
Yeah.
UCF versus them. And they're like, I never got to do that. They're
pretty
like,
sweet.
oh, college, you don't get to experiment that much. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Zach got to build a rocket.
I built a rocket. We won
That's
a
awesome.
national competition. A
dude.
rocket hit 10,000 feet, deployed a payload, a rover that drove remotely.
What?
No,
Oh,
legitimately, yeah.
Yeah, I swear.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It was
Yeah.
like what, a 10-foot rocket or something?
Yeah, it was like 9.5
In
feet.
college?
In college, yeah.
Dude, that's
so
pretty sweet.
He's like sending us pictures next to the rocket with his team.
yeah.
That's
And
so
we're
cool.
just, sitting here like, keeping up with it. And we're like, what the heck? Like, this guy's launching a rocket right now.
I'm just saying, Zach, I might have to call you, man. I might bring you into our company, man. Like,
hey,
I got a guy, Zach, man. We need him.
Hey, whatever you need, bro, I got
We
you.
need some help.
If you need, hey, I got you. Don't worry. Don't even worry about it. I got you.
So you said something
But-
else that piqued my curiosity.
Let's hear it.
Conspiracy theories.
All right, that's fine.
Ooh.
All right, yeah.
Do we want? Do we have a little bit of
Yes.
time to?
We got some time.
So
man.
what are your guys?
this is all up to you guys. Let's do it.
We'll be here as long as you want to have us, brother.
Well, this is why we did it early. I mean, we got all day now.
Yeah. So what are some of the conspiracy theories that the group likes to dabble in?
Dude, there's too many.
A lot of them.
How,
All
how
right,
deep
so
do you want to go?
what are
you started
you-
off. Do that. Let's do that. You started off.
Uh-oh.
I mean, how do we feel about the JFK assassination?
Oh, dude, that's an easy one. Layup. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, what's the group stance on? I mean, that's like the low hanging fruit, right? But like, what's the group stance on the JFK assassination here?
I think that we're all in agreement. I would say, right?
I don't know. Let's hear
I
it.
thought you were about to say
I'll
we're
tell
all
you.
pro, and I was like, whoa.
We're all no. The way I look at it is that obviously the easiest thing is, listen, there were multiple shooters, and it was essentially an inside job.
And
I would go as far to say that the CIA was involved. I would go as far to say that Mossad was involved too.
really? Okay.
100%. That's my take on
I
it.
definitely have to agree that there's multiple shooters. I think that's kind of hard to
Debate.
to
I agree.
debate at this point,
Including
right?
the driver. The driver was one of the shooters too.
The driver of
The driver of the vehicle,
The
that he was
convertible
in.
beast.
what? I've never
Yes.
heard this one.
So
But
there's
does he like turn around and
yes. So they
is
have
he like shooting over the shoulder, or is he like full turn?
no. He goes like this. Camera on me. He turns around.
Really?
So the original video, you can actually see the driver turn around and shoot JFK in the head, and that's why Jackie was trying to. At the end of the video, she's actually trying to get out of the vehicle because at first she turns around, like turns to her husband, and she's like, "What just happened?" That was after the first shot, and then the actual fatal shot in the head was the driver, and you could see her trying to get out of the vehicle.
Really?
And the video that went mainstream was a doctored video that doesn't show the driver turning around and shooting him.
Have you seen the original video?
Yes, you can still find the original video.
Really?
Yeah, and there was actually like
And we'll
not
put
mainstream, but there
we'll
was a
put a
news
clip
segment.
of that video right here. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but
Do you want this video to go down?
there was obviously not mainstream, but there was news reporting on that footage that came out, and they were saying like, here's the original video and here's the doctored video.
No.
So it goes that deep.
I personally think it was a mob that did it. I mean, like the Kennedy family had a lot of ties to the
Okay.
mob, and you could trace it back to that's how they got into power. And once like JFK became president, he was supposed to do a lot of things to support like the mob,
Sure.
but he kind of
didn't?
backtracked. And he's like, we could still get to you. We don't care about the Secret Service.
I've heard that
You know.
theory as well.
So I'm kind of on that theory a little bit.
Okay.
Just because it's like at the time the mob presence was very large and they had a lot of connections. They paid off a lot of people, and people were easily paid off because the economy at the time, you know, hey, if I'm paying you, if you got your job and I'm paying you $1,000 a week, it's like you're going to listen to what I say. You're not going to listen to what your employer says. And if you're in Secret Service and you're getting paid off by the mob, you know, you're going to do whatever I tell you to do. You know what I mean? So I kind of believe in that aspect a little bit.
Interesting.
Or I could see it, right? You know,
So we got to do like a field trip to Dallas and go like actually like map it out, right?
yeah, right. Yeah.
That was in Dallas, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
What's the name of the square? Daily Plaza or something? Or
I don't know the name of the square, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was Dallas. I remember that. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the easiest way to look at it for most people is like that Lee Harvey Oswald was essentially a scapegoat and was used. Multiple shooters. I feel like that stuff's pretty easy now when you look at what's going on.
sure.
But yeah, now it's just a matter of like, you know, was it CIA? Was it the mob?
Well, who knows? I mean, it still could have been CIA, right? I mean, they could have had, you know, hands in their pockets.
The CIA
You know.
contracting the mob. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, it could have.
Or the mob contracting the CIA?
Either one. I mean, you
Okay.
know.
All right. So what about you guys? What are some of your favorite conspiracies? Maybe less common than.
Well, I
than
got
mine.
one more layup.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that.
I will say real quick, it is kind of sad because a convertible beast goes pretty hard, you know, and then ever since then, it's like we can't have a convertible anymore.
Yeah, now they got the Beast golf cart. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. They just came out
No.
the Beast golf cart
Oh.
because of Trump. Yeah.
Is it fully like
Armored
bulletproof?
vehicle, yeah, bulletproof,
dude.
like, but it's a golf cart. You see it on the golf course now. You know?
I need one of those. That'd
Wow.
be sweet. Can survive multiple
Okay,
IED.
so
attacks.
easy layup. Did we go to the moon?
Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to come up.
Did we go to the moon?
I don't think we went to the moon. No.
Are you on
I
the thought that it was a Stanley Kubrick production?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe we went to the moon the first time. No.
I agree with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you think?
The first time or at all?
100%. I'm convinced that we didn't go the first time, and now today, I am more likely to believe that we still have not been to the moon.
I agree.
And here's why. Well, one of the reasons why they're now sending more people up to the moon. That guy legitimately slipped on the interview and said, "Yeah, we're sending people to the moon for the first time, essentially." And I saw it today, so I was like, "What the heck?" that's just kind of adding more to my belief of
Okay.
that we
All
haven't
right.
been to the moon. Right?
Now, it should be noted that anything that I contribute to any of these conversations, I don't have like I don't have knowledge of it. So this is just me.
Yeah,
I'm
These
not
views
well
do not-
versed. These views do not reflect that of HDA Cigars. No, but I just don't like. I guess I enjoy listening to the conspiracy theories, but I don't have like very hard like
Well, at the end of the day,
stances
like,
that I
is this
cannot be
affecting
swayed.
your life directly?
Yeah. It's just more fun to talk
That's
about.
fine. Say your political answer. That's fine. We'll talk after the podcast.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, shout out to Miguel. That's my buddy when it comes to conspiracy theory. So me and Miguel go back and forth. Cigar Vault.
Yeah.
Zach believes we went to the moon, so I'm sure he's dying. to
I
say that.
mean, you do.
Sorry, no, sorry.
Both of us. Do you? I mean,
I do believe we did.
I feel like we did too, but I also, again, I mean, I don't have really strong beliefs. I could be swayed, I guess, but
So there's a few key aspects on why I think we did go to the moon. And it's like take away the technical standpoint on if we even had the math to go there and calculate the trajectory, which we did at the time. And now, don't get me wrong, this was all hand mashed calculations. Which if you guys ever seen Hidden Figures,
It's fantastic.
Great propaganda movie.
Fantastic movie.
whatever. but no, I mean that's what happened at NASA. I mean, like we have a condo in Cocoa Beach that like at the time was dedicated for all the people that worked at NASA, and it was legit just 2 buildings that housed all the engineers and all the math majors and everyone doing the calculations. That's where they lived at to work at NASA. But like take away that aspect from it. It was very difficult, like editing videos at the time. Computer simulations and computer editing wasn't where it is today. It was very hard to doctor stuff, to even think about like how we would view the moon. That's a very very big jump, right? But then going into also safety, right? Nowadays, it's like, people are like, okay, well, we were able to go to the moon multiple times back in the day. Why can't we go there now? Well, safety is a big concern now.
yeah.
Back in the day,
When you're in the space race, right? It's a little bit different than it was.
It was
than
different.
is now. I can
If
see
people
that.
died, it's like, okay, it was sad. They got a newspaper, and then that was that.
But our goal, it meant more to get to the moon before the Soviets.
Well, and
Exactly, yeah.
unfortunately, it's like the military, like especially in world wars, it's like we're sending soldiers out there. Like that's the mission. They're not going to come back.
right.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar mentality of the space race. It's like, well,
Yeah. They're soldiers, and they're going to go, and they're not going to come back. And, I think at the time when, we're trying to get to the moon, they didn't care about safety that much. Hey, we have enough bodies in the United States. We're going to keep sending them until we get there.
well, also you don't know fully the risks too, so you're not prepared for the safety measures you should take.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to learn that.
But I mean, the major risk, right? The major risk is launching someone in a rocket and if that rocket blows up or not.
Yeah,
Right.
and then on their way back, if they had to use duct tape to patch up a hole in a vacuum, I don't know, man. It's just like,
Is that what they actually had to do?
Yes.
Or is that, in your opinion, the claim?
no, this
that they
isn't my
made?
opinion. This
Yeah.
is
Oh, I'm saying like that's the claim versus
Yes.
what they actually had to do is what you think.
So yeah, I mean,
they did have to patch a crack on the way back to Earth, essentially.
yeah, but that's not a
With
crazy
using
thing
duct
to
tape.
do.
I mean, I don't know. You're in a vacuum in space.
Did they actually use duct tape?
That's what
Yeah,
they did. Yes.
yeah.
So if he agrees that it happened,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like being on a boat that's sinking, right? You're going to use anything that you can to survive, and you could probably put enough duct tape on there to minimize the leak enough to, make it home, right? And I mean, that's why a lot of space training is done actually underwater, because it's a similar like quote unquote atmosphere. There's a vacuum in space, but then in water, if you have airtight seals and everything, once water starts leaking, you start seeing it. And then that's when you could, all right, let me put duct tape on it. Let me do this. Let me do this. So like all space training gets done. And I think it's actually bigger than an Olympic sized pool, but they have the whole space station modeled out underwater. And all these astronauts go through training underwater to see if they could do it, because you float the same way. The buoyancy's the same. Everything's the same.
Too bad they didn't have that Flex Seal. Remember?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
dude, yeah, that would have been a great advertisement.
That dude's like floating around on a screen porch, right,
Yeah.
or on a screen door with like Flex Seal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Flex Seal would have done it.
Not just for your pontoon boat, but for your spaceship as well.
Yeah.
My thing too is like when you see the footage, you know, when they go to the space station and they're doing the virtual interviews, and they've been caught a lot of times with the what do you call it? The I'm blanking right now.
Spacesuit.
Yeah.
Not the spacesuits, but they have the
Space
lines
blanket.
attached to them.
Oh, okay.
What is that
I
called?
have no idea.
Like
I don't know either. Yeah.
can't
Sorry,
even
I'm
remember.
not a space guy.
No, it's nothing to do with space, but like when if you're suspended in air, you have a like a
Oh, like
line
a
attached
tether.
to you.
Yeah.
like a tether. Like and
Oh, okay.
they've been caught doing that. I think that just the videos that they show us,
Oh, Amazon trucks, you know,
they're
coming in.
that you catch them so many times where there's like discrepancies in what actually is real. So my whole thing is like, why are you faking going to the space station? Like, why is that the hair in the videos perform differently in space? Why is it that gravity is seen performing differently when they're in space?
So, like, on that aspect, it'd be, in my opinion, it'd be very hard to convince the whole world because our space station doesn't only get accessed by the United States, get accessed by China, by Russia, by other countries. So it'd be very hard to convince the whole world that, or even all these major countries, that's like, hey, we're lying about this. Are you gonna lie about it too? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just from my viewpoint, and I understand that they could all get together. Don't get me wrong.
They got together about Antarctica, the Arctic Treaty.
That's only that's another conspiracy.
So-
That's one thing I'm like, how the hell did every country, 131 countries, come together and be like, this is one area that we're not allowed to go to?
So if they
I
can
will
do-
say that.
So if they can do that, they could easily agree on the space thing.
Yeah, but even when during the Cold War, I mean,
But listen, all
Why
wars
would,
are
why would
fake at the
Russia
end of the
agree
day.
to that?
Because all wars are fake at the end of the day. Since World War One, I'm 100% convinced that the wars that have been fought were not actually organic wars, and they were strategic for banking reasons, for power reasons.
I think we should just play a match of Call of Duty and whichever country wins. It's like,
Yes. I'm in.
I mean, right? Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
have virtual warfare.
Let's do it.
And be like, what's the point? I mean, nowadays, we have drones. I mean, we were talking about it before the podcast, but we have drones and stuff that could do anything that, we could drop bombs,
Absolutely.
we could drop whatever. Why don't we just completely virtualize it and be like, hey, we have 100 players on our side, 100 players on your side. Whoever wins this piece of land or whatever the case may be, whatever you're fighting for, just do it like that.
I mean, I'm old. It sound like Risk to me all over again.
Yeah, risk it.
Yeah.
So you brought up the moon question. What's your stance, Dre?
I agree with them. I
Yeah.
don't
You don't
think we went.
Do you think Stanley Kubrick was the director?
Short answer is yes. We could talk more offline.
Interesting.
I mean,
do
I got-
like Stanley Kubrick movies.
I mean, I
so.
got so many conspiracy theories. I mean, like I said, again, shout out to my boy Miguel. So we go back and forth a lot. I mean, you brought this up.
So what are some of your guys's then? So we brought up JFK, the moon landing. What are some other conspiracies that you guys have?
I think one of the best conspiracy theories to just talk about is the flat Earth theory. That's a great one to talk about, and it's so controversial.
Is it?
Oh,
it
it's
is.
so controversial, man.
So yeah, we had a guy.
I mean, it's pretty clear that Earth is a triangle. Actually, right? We all agree. on
I
that?
believe in banana Earth, actually. Yeah.
Banana Earth.
Yeah.
In
If you
right
think
side
about
up
it.
or upside down, but like sad face or happy face?
No, right
banana?
side up because
okay.
that's why we get winter first in the northern. Yeah.
So okay, yeah. I mean, I knew that's definitely a conspiracy.
yeah. Pyramids,
Pyramids.
Yeah.
Okay.
shapeshifters.
yes,
We can go down the list. There's
I
a
do
lot.
believe in giants, though. I
I do
truly
too.
believe
Okay.
that like Adam and
All right,
Eve were
so-
giants.
All right.
That Adam and Eve specifically were giants.
yeah.
Like the beginning.
Basically,
you know.
up until Noah, maybe, and like his sons.
So we think. So BC. We think.
I mean, very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of humanity.
Well,
I do believe that there was giants.
I mean, they have found remains
Exactly.
of giants.
Yeah.
Now, when we say giants, are we talking like 8-9 feet tall giants?
I mean,
No,
like
I think they were
12,
taller, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, twice our size at least.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever seen how big an apple tree could get? And you're going to tell me Eve went and picked an apple from that tree? Yeah.
We don't
All
think
right.
that there's a chance that maybe it just fell when we said pick.
No,
like a
gravity
apple.
wasn't discovered until later on.
So yeah, Isaac
with the
Newton
apple
hadn't been
tree.
born yet, bro.
Yeah,
Isaac Newton invented gravity.
It's crazy what they did before then, just floating around. But
Oh, that's funny.
I That's one thing I truly believe, that they were giants, and that's why they were able to live that long.
Well, you talk
know
about
what I mean?
shapeshifters. I think that, I mean, I'm just going to, are we all Christian?
Yeah, I mean,
Believe in God?
I don't have super strong beliefs. I can always be swayed on stuff. I think anybody who I'm always one that can be swayed on anything.
The reason I bring that up is because, if you believe in the spiritual side of things, like spiritual realm, obviously angels and demons, and the world is Satan's realm, essentially. He has his domain over Earth. So we may not know it, or most people might not know it, but we do deal with, the spiritual world, and there are demons that walk amongst us, and in the forms of humans, shapeshifters. I think that kind of all ties in together. So, I mean, like you see, one of the theories too is there's a lot of politicians that are shapeshifters, or they are essentially demons. And that theory I definitely kind of side with too.
That goes into the red night vision that the military issued and pulled away very rapidly because they were seeing objects that were not of this world.
I've literally never heard that one either.
Yeah,
Seriously?
dude.
Oh man, you're out of
That's
it.
the reason why.
Get Zach up
again.
What are you doing? Get Zach up.
It should be noted. I enjoy listening to these again. I'm like,
It's
you
a
guys are
challenge
opening.
sometimes.
Yeah, you guys are opening the red night vision seeing demons.
So
Never
night
heard this
vision
one.
originally was red
Sure.
when they first used it.
Because the idea is that you don't lose you aren't exposed to true light, and it keeps your night vision intact.
No, so it was red because of the chemical compound they used.
Okay.
Right, to like view night vision. So nowadays it's green or white, right?
Sure.
Well, it's white now. Now it's, phosphorus, right? That actually activates the night vision and gives you the properties to do it. I forgot the chemical compound at the time, but at the time they used when you viewed it, it came out with a red tint. And it apparently they had a lot of, I forgot which war it was that they used it
I
in,
think
but
it was. I want to
it's
say
for
Vietnam or something along those lines.
Yeah, but the chemical compound that they used, they started issuing, it was like the beginning of night vision. And they found out that, hey, we could see at night if we use this and use this kind of lighting and do this, do that. And a lot of people said that they saw a lot of objects that were not human and were coming at them. And like they started shooting randomly into the air because they felt like they were getting attacked, even though they wouldn't feel it, And then the U.S. government quickly pulled it back, found, a phosphorus-based night vision, and sent that back out. So I do think, the whole night vision thing is crazy.
Well, I mean, it's hence as to why, they put all the goop on the baby's eyes when they're first born.
Oh man, you want to talk about the?
Go on. I don't.
Yeah, no, I want to hear about this.
This is another avenue that I've never explored. Go on.
Well, he just triggered.
We're teaching Zach a lot.
What triggered in my mind was just birth in general at hospitals is a whole conspiracy in its own. I mean, you're essentially a lab rat once you're born. They inject you with so much stuff, the goo on the eyes. You can talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to hear your opinion.
I want to hear it too.
I know we were talking about cigars, and then you start this conspiracy.
Hey man,
Look, flip your shirts inside out.
Yeah.
But just my research and stuff, because I'm big into conspiracy theories as well. But I believe that we could see objects, as you stated. Also, we wrestle with the spiritual realm as well, like he stated, right? And I believe that you can see spiritual beings as well that walk amongst us.
And then the goop hides that.
Yep.
I think that 100%. I think that you can see into the spiritual realm the more you become, I guess, spiritual, you'd say. Like you can still access it, but yeah, I think that the world today is doing so many things to prevent you from being in touch with God.
Well, I mean, we got all cell phones. I mean, I'm just saying, we all operate at a frequency. So keeps dumbing us down.
We could talk about why they got rid of all the bells back in the day too. Every city you'd go to, every town would have bell towers. And at one point in history, they just got rid of them all. And the belief is that the frequency emitted from the bells could actually heal your body.
I still hear bells in my house. That's why I'm Catholic, We got the Catholic Church, saving us one church at a time.
So the frequency is a whole
I
other
figured it
thing.
was just because clocks were far more aplenty.
So you're a clock believer. Oh, okay. All right. Now let's get into that. No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
jeez, dude, this is interesting. Now I'm learning so much.
Started this.
Hey, look, man, I'm down to have whatever kind of conversation we want here. Okay, so
So clocks were made by the man, all right? And you can't.
No, the
Big
belief
clock
is
guy.
that frequencies affect the human body, affect
Absolutely.
your mental state. I mean, that's why they changed the music to a certain frequency because
Clothing.
what do you mean clothing?
Have you heard of cotton versus nylon and polyester and
Ooh,
stuff
that
like
was new
that?
to me.
Oh, really? You never heard this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like different clothings, they reflect frequencies differently, right? I mean, it just anything in the world, right? Anything made reflects different frequencies. And if you look at cotton and linen, right, those reflect more of like a calming frequency that supports the body. But then if you look at nylon and polyester and all these man-made products, those reflect frequencies that are related to like death, right? So it's like your body is frequently being, reflected these frequencies that harm you, and then that goes into a big thing of like, okay, are polyester and nylon shirts okay?
Well,
Bed sheets,
So you hit on a good thing. I mean, that leads into colors and stuff as well, right? So I watched that whole social media experience, and that was just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors and how they attract you and draw you in, and all those things. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're pro nudity.
I'm right.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
If they're hot enough, I mean.
But the color thing too. Go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
So I've talked about this plenty of times on the podcast. So the color thing, right? Different colors, they force the mind to either go into a fight or flight mode, right? And, a color can be calming and a color can be aggravating. Of course. Right? And like most recently, this whole Walmart thing, they're like, oh, they're going to use 10K lights. And 10K lights is like this bluish, like deep light that it's a bluish white light that like causes almost insanity. It causes you to go into that fight mode. But if we look at the state of Florida, for example, I don't know if you guys noticed since you've been here, but you're driving on toll roads, you're driving on, I-4, whatever. All of the concrete barriers are painted tan, right? And that's not for sun. They found out that if you paint these really dull gray colors that only happen naturally in the earth when there's a sense of like, struggle, thunderstorms, right? You have to struggle like internally as a human, right? You're struggling during a thunderstorm naturally if you didn't have a house or anything because you're in survival mode. So if they painted these things tan, which is more of a comforting color, that suicides went down like more than 80%.
Wow.
So in the state of Florida, and you notice this, if you're driving from Florida to Georgia, you notice that all the roads, all the concrete, all the barriers are painted this comforting, like warm tan color that that you get from the sun, right? And then as soon as you go into Georgia, it's all gray. And you're like, man, why do I hate driving through Georgia? Why do I hate driving through South Carolina? And it's because everything is gray. You're driving on this road for hours and you're like, I feel like this is never ending.
See, I'm going to have to put Zach to the test on that, man, because, I think Zach just hates all his drivers other than himself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we're talking road rage, I don't think that's a conspiracy.
Road rage. There's some dumb drivers out there. I mean, even here when it fucking drizzles, you're like, bro, you've lived here for how long? You don't know how to drive in the rain?
Yeah.
But no, seriously though, like just color theory, right? Based on the color of your home and
moods, everything.
Everything.
Yes.
And nowadays, most colors, they call it millennial gray, and I always give shit about Alex about his house because his house is all white. But
It's gotten better.
It's gotten better. I mean, he has wood flooring, stuff like that. But like when you don't,
what color is your house?
like
what-
outside or inside?
Inside.
It's
It's like really bright colors.
no. It's like
You got like a green room, a yellow room.
the
a
best
blue
way.
room.
So my bedroom is blue, but the majority of the house is like Italian, like terracotta. I guess it's like multicolored tan,
Okay.
dark tan, whatever stuff like that.
Okay.
My floors are like tan. Yeah, everything.
You're a pro tan guy.
Pro tan. Yeah,
Pro-tan.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pro tan.
But I mean, when
pro
you're
tan,
house
pro
shopping, I mean,
nudity.
it's spot on. They tell you to paint your house neutral colors because it feels warm and inviting.
Yeah.
Right? You walk in there in dark colors, you're like, what is going on in this space?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you see like red.
Yep.
You know, you see a red room,
Yeah.
you know, you're like,
Freak out.
what the hell is going on in
That's
here?
a Diddy room right there, dude.
That's what it is.
That's that Diddy room, dude.
Yeah, fucking-
Just don't step in any baby oil.
That's why we don't got Costco down the street. You can't buy that much baby oil over here. You know? But
Yeah.
no, it is pretty crazy because literally, I mean, just people driving, suicides have gone down. And when I say suicides, I mean like people purposely driving their car off the road, right?
Wow.
Like that has gone down significantly since the state of Florida initiated the whole we're painting our concrete. And of course, it does allow for protection against concrete also, but
Against
it was a plus, you know,
But what
protect against the sun.
against the sun. Yeah.
did suicides go down or attempted suicides go down?
I guess attempted
Because maybe
you know?
like just the safety features in vehicles got better.
No, it was like it was a direct correlation on
See,
crashes.
look, man, I
think
don't
they-
have strong feelings. This is why I'm trying to throw out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the
voice of
the
reason.
voice of
So-
not the voice of reason, but I'm trying
But
to
at the
throw
end
out.
of the day, I think you have to be that type of person where only so much evidence can convince you to think a certain way. Because if you're sitting here going, "Oh yeah, I believe that 100%," it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
So I think the way that they described it was the amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Crashes that didn't happen because of anyone else, right?
like they weren't accidents; they were intentional.
Yeah, like intentional crashes. So
Yeah.
I think that's the way they calculate that.
But those went a
significantly down.
Okay,
Yeah.
crashes, not okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But-
Interesting. I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
Dude, we have to talk offline more, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very interesting.
We got more cigars to smoke.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
say less, fam. Oh man, that's what else? So what else? What are some other topics outside of some other off cigar topics that you guys talk about
Oh,
outside
yeah, see,
of
he's done with conspiracies.
conspiracy? Well, I mean,
overloaded them, you know?
We'll come back to that.
I feel like we've hit on quite a few. What else do you guys tend to talk about? What are some other cool topics?
Honestly, like our whole dynamic was, you know, like Alex said earlier, was we wanted a virtual cigar lounge.
Mhm.
We wanted stuff that you would talk about in a cigar lounge just online. And, you know, not everyone lives in an area where they could easily go to a cigar lounge.
Sure.
So we wanted them to tune in and to like feel comfortable like they were at the cigar lounge,
Yeah.
you know, have a voice. When we go live, they would comment to us, we'd reply back. Like, so we really talk about anything. I
Nice.
mean, conspiracies, cigar, like
Like how our week was, or
Yeah.
like what's just going on in the political
politics,
space.
yeah, anything. Even like just, you know, the whole corporations buying out small businesses and going out and it's not the same anymore. House parties, how like no one throws house parties anymore. Like we literally dab into everything. And it's, in our opinion, stuff that you would talk about in the cigar lounge all the time.
Yeah.
And when you're just bullshitting, it's like, hey man, you know, Alex, 5 years ago, we used to go to parties all the time. What happened? It's like, well, you know, COVID, you know, now people throw a party and they're just on their phones all the time.
and we got old.
Well,
That's part of it, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that is part of
but
it.
if you
yeah.
look at the younger people, like they're not partying how we did when we were
Oh,
younger.
absolutely.
Yeah.
not.
We were talking about that with another guest we had on recently. He was like, yeah, ever since COVID, I mean, people don't know how to party anymore.
Yeah.
I saw, yeah, and on that other podcast, I talked about the same thing, but I'm like, I saw a TikTok where some lady, and she was like 26, 27 years old, and her younger brother, who was like, you know, like graduating college, so he was probably about, let's just say 18, and he sees a video of like a house party in 2016, and he shows his sister, he's like, is this how house parties used to be? And she's like, yeah, like no one was on their phone, everyone's having a good time,
Correct.
they're drinking, they're dancing, whatever the case may be. She's like, man, yeah, I go to a party now and everyone's just hanging out on the couch on their phone, like, you know, no one talks to anyone else. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, that's how we remember it. We remember people walking around talking to whoever. It didn't matter who it was. There wasn't no like, oh, you can't talk to them because they're not popular or they're not famous on TikTok or they're not this, they're not that. You know, it was just like everyone talked to everyone. And if,
Yeah.
you know, you
Imagine-
had a good time, you had a good time.
Imagine what it was like when Dre was going to house
know,
parties,
man.
dude.
Dude, I am old, man.
They didn't
So
even have TVs
it-
back
I
then.
mean, you're
dude.
like y'all must have some really bad, really bad.
No, they had the fuzzy TVs
Yeah,
where it made your
exactly.
hair grow. You know?
Yeah, rabbit antennas and stuff, man. But no, I mean, you're spot on, man. You know, I have that conversation with my kid all the time. I'm like, just get off of social media, man. Like back in the
Yeah.
day, you know, chasing girls, man. I mean, you had to have game, right?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And now it's just like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to hook up? I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? You
Not
have to
even
have
that. Nowadays, it's
conversation.
like, oh, I liked their picture.
Correct.
I'm in there, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell this story, man, and my wife gets so mad about it, yo. You know, but like, you know, I was stationed in Colorado, and literally my wife pulls up next to me at a stoplight, man, in a car, dude. And I literally was like rolling down the window, screaming at her, trying to get her attention. And I was like, pull over. She like took off, dude. And I'm like chasing her for street stoplights, like borderline stalker, man.
Yeah.
But
Borderline.
Yeah, dude. I mean, my wife. My wife was gorgeous, man.
That's impressive.
It worked out, right?
Yeah,
all right,
it
did work.
It worked out.
I guess it's true. Yeah.
I was like, you got to give me your number. I was like, I don't care. Give me your number.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but we laugh about it now because, like you said, you know, the kids now are just like, oh, I like you. I like you too. Let's hook up. I'm like, what is that? Like, casual conversation, interacting, you know, going out, man. All those things was just, it's awesome, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. People used to have game. Now it's like,
man.
What's your Instagram? And then I'll message you on there. It's like, nah, dude.
Then I'll get your Snapchat.
Yeah. Back in the day, like, you know how hard I had to work, like, just to get a phone number, you know?
Right?
Back when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
I feel like
I'm gonna go get my cane, man. Next, bro.
When I talk to my daughter, that's what I feel like I'm saying half the time. It's like, back when I was a kid. Makes me feel old as shit. Okay, so I do have a question. I like to ask this. These types of conversations are the types of conversations that I like to dive into. Is so also
if we don't like it, we won't answer it. So
favorite movies. So I just across all genres, top 3 favorite movies of all time.
Ooh,
and I know everybody's gonna be like, well, comedy. That's what I'm saying. You have to pick 3.
Yeah.
Favorite movies of all time.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be in any order. I'll start off. I'll kick it off if you want.
So let me give you a little bit of context, right? So remember I told you guys we used to work together, right?
Yeah.
So,
all night.
So all night
All
long,
night it was
right?
this stuff, dude.
It starts off like, what would you do?
Would you rather? Or for $10 million, would you? Yeah. That was.
I don't want to hear about what you guys do all night. All right?
So we when we met each other, we worked shift work, and so like you'd be working until 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And so 3 a.m. rolls around and everybody's dog tired, so you had to do something to keep everybody engaged. So it was these types of conversations. So top 3 favorite movies. I'll kick it off. So. The Departed is my number 1 favorite movie of all time. I absolutely love that movie. I when that movie first came out, that was like, I don't know, that was a special movie. And if you go back and watch that movie, the amount of people that are in that movie that you're like, oh yeah, that's right, he was in that movie. There's a killer cast.
Great movie.
Has everybody seen The Departed? Have you seen The Departed?
I don't know.
That's with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's with Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
They're cops.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so freaking
That is
good,
a great
man.
movie.
Yeah.
I got to rewatch it. Fuck.
Oh, it's so good. I also really love Django Unchained.
Classic.
One of my all-time favorite movies.
Classic.
I love Quentin Tarantino, but Django Unchained is just an absolutely
Good
incredible
movie.
movie.
So Pulp Fiction on my list.
Pulp Fiction's a good one. I just like Quentin Tarantino a lot. So, but Django's up there, and then I would say Sicario is also up there.
Okay.
Have you seen Sicario?
I have not.
My man, you got to go watch Sicario. Dude.
It's great.
For once, I feel
Let
like
me
the
write it
guy
down,
hasn't
'cause I'm gonna
seen
forget.
anything.
Yeah.
Benicio del Toro and Josh
Yeah.
Brolin. Oh,
Yeah.
it's such a good movie, man. Such a good movie.
You watched the second one, obviously, right?
I did.
Yeah. I mean,
The second one is solid.
It's
the
solid,
second one
but
is
yeah,
a
the
good
first one
movie,
you
but the
can't-
first one
no,
is so hard
no,
to beat.
I got it written down.
Sicario.
Yeah.
all right. Those are your 3. Andre?
It's a hard pick. I had to pick 3 right now. I would probably put
Chitty
You know,
Chitty
the-
Bang Bang.
the Godfather series.
Which one?
Oh man,
You got?
Jesus.
Are you
Yeah, just
picking?
pick one.
Don't-
You got
just
to
don't
pick
say
one?
Alright, just
three.
one. The first one. I'll pick
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
first
say
one,
just
okay.
don't pick 3.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
I like the conspiracy theory movie. So Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects is so
And,
That's
uh,
it. Yeah.
And,
good.
I'm a huge Bad Boys fan. Like the first one. I mean, comedy wise,
Yeah, dude.
the chemistry it was just amazing. So
So my daughter she had Homecoming not too long ago, and we were joking around. We showed that scene from, is it Bad Boys 2?
yeah,
Where the scene where it's like the kid shows up to take his daughter out.
yeah.
And Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are
Yep.
like grilling him. Yeah.
So we kind of had that experience not too long ago. We thought we were gonna have to pull that off with you.
yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro.
Like literally, we're at his house. You know, well,
your name is Reggie? Oh,
you're at his house.
it's like, yeah, we're at his
Hey, you're a
house.
grown-ass
right?
man.
And we like we had some things that we're working on projects for HDA and such. And literally, we're sitting there talking about Homecoming.
Yeah.
And his daughter's like, I don't have a date. That's all plays back in my head.
Yeah.
And she literally goes to the Homecoming game and gets asked to go to Homecoming.
And I was like, oh, God.
And
It's
the kid-
Andre. I need your help, bro.
Yeah, he's like,
Can
dude,
you
I
fight?
need your help,
Yeah.
bro.
You can't fight.
Exactly. It's like-
Den of Thieves. Or in Den of Thieves where they pull the kid into like the garage
Yeah.
and it's everybody's
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. Good pull, man. I like that.
All right, your turn.
All right. So I will always say this probably till the end of time, but Passion of the Christ is definitely one of them.
Okay.
Man, that movie.
Regardless of what you believe,
It's hard to
even
watch,
atheists
bro.
watch that movie and
that movie is powerful.
100%.
Wow.
Great movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say American Psycho, just because I
that's
love
a
a
good movie.
great plot twist
Oh.
and like the suspense.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't watch that movie until this year.
Really?
Legitimately,
Whoa.
I just never watched
Really?
it.
Wow.
So I watched it for the first time. That was the one movie in a long time where I was like caught off guard. I was just like,
Wow.
holy cow. Because I'm sitting here thinking like, this guy's a psycho. And then turns out like none of it happened. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
That movie's wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would say, honestly, Lone Survivor has been a long time favorite movie
Wow.
of mine. And again, that's a
That's a good
quite
movie,
emotional movie, very
Absolutely.
impactful. An honorable mention, I would say, similar is Shooter with
Mark
Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That was one of my first like my dad growing up, he always liked like military movies and like kind of like shooter movies. So that was one of the first like rated R movies that I was allowed to watch growing up. And it's a great movie still to
Absolutely.
this day. Yeah.
Shooter.
You guys are gonna hate my first movie, but that's just because I like Christmas so much. But
Whoa. I love Christmas.
What you
Let's
gonna
go,
do?
baby.
All right.
Christmas
Hey, I
story.
mean, what? It's September, dude. We're in Christmas season now,
hey,
baby.
we're there. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh, dude, such a good
Wow.
movie, man.
Yeah,
So
I like
every Christmas. We
every
watch that at my
Christmas. Yeah,
house.
that and like the Polar Express, I watch all the time. I have no idea why. Maybe it was just I watched as a kid.
But tell me
thinking-
you watched the Christmas story.
But I have watched a Christmas
right,
Story.
all right.
But to be honest with you, it took a while for me to watch that.
Really?
I watched that when I was, I think 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Santa Claus movies, the whole series, 1, 2, and 3.
Absolutely.
I mean, the whole thing I love.
Sorry, how old are you?
26.
Okay, so it's about a 10-year difference, and then a 10-year difference. Hey, bro. Hey,
I almost did.
spin facts. Spin facts on me. But so, like, I'm wondering, the big movie when I was a kid, Christmas movie, was Home Alone. Does that one not hit as well for you?
I love Home Alone, but
It doesn't hit like
doesn't
it does
hit like
for
the
my
Santa
generation.
Claus. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the Santa Claus it's right up there, but Home Alone was like
Classic.
It was like
Absolutely.
such a groundbreaking. I mean, it's a massive movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
But
yeah.
okay, so it's still like your generation is still because my daughter, I make her watch a lot of these movies,
Yeah.
and she absolutely loves Home Alone.
No, yeah,
still.
Home Alone. I love Home Alone. It just I think I clicked more with the
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Oh, Santa Claus is so good. dude.
He's so delusional,
Do you remember that movie, Jingle All the Way?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Who starred in that
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Dude,
Gotcha.
that's a movie that's like a slept on Christmas movie.
Yeah?
Wow.
You should watch.
I was waiting for Zach to say Die Hard.
Write it down, brother.
I was waiting for him to say Die Hard
I mean,
too.
Die Hard is.
Dude, Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's like trying to find the that like action figure for his son, but it's sold out.
It's been a
everywhere.
long time, and I don't even know if I watched the full movie, but like from what I saw, I mean, it is a good movie for sure. Yeah, I gotta watch that.
But I wouldn't put it in the top 10. I mean, I put that,
yeah,
I
no,
put that up there with Kindergarten Cop and what was the other one? Last Action Hero.
Like,
Like,
I mean,
oh my
we're
God.
talking deep cut Christmas
I know.
movies, deep cuts right
I
there.
got you.
All right, so you, okay,
Number
what
one,
else?
yeah,
number
Christmas
one,
movie,
Santa
got to,
Claus.
yeah.
Okay, so but that's like top 3 favorite movies of all time. It makes
Yeah,
Which is
I
weird.
love it,
Hey,
yeah.
dude. It's nostalgic. It's
Yeah,
such a
I
good
think-
movie. I feel you, bro.
It's just comforting. I mean,
Obviously,
like,
he doesn't watch movies, so we can't.
I really don't. I really don't watch TV or movies that much.
Really?
Yeah, I swear.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Like like
Okay.
TikTok's the most I watch, to be honest with you.
Okay,
Like short
gotcha.
videos, whatever.
brain rot.
Yeah, like I said, it's different now, man. I mean, there were so many good movies out there, and then of course we can't make some of those movies.
That's another thing too.
anymore.
Is like the movies that are
Like-
coming out today.
Yeah,
Even you look at the whole like Marvel trilogy, right? And
Yeah.
it's like the beginning Marvel trilogy was amazing. man.
Yes.
I would make sure I went to the movie theater
Yep.
for each one.
Yeah.
And then nowadays it's like
I'm not going to see that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait till it comes out on Disney.
like
Plus,
Disney
whatever.
Plus, yeah.
Star Wars too.
You know,
I mean,
Star
I'm
Wars,
like, dude, like
Yeah.
stop, man. Like you guys
Yeah.
are messing it up.
yeah.
But
I don't know, man.
But-
I've never gotten into any of those superhero movies. I remember when the first Spider-Man with I don't know if it was the first one with Tobey Maguire.
The real
Spider-Man?
first real Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when that thing came out.
Yep.
Everybody
that was fantastic. Yeah.
and now everybody's like, that movie sucks. My daughter's like, I don't like that
Oh,
one. And
okay,
I was
so
like,
I think our gen.
okay.
Well, here's what I see because our generation kind of went through the same thing. They're like Andrew Garfield, he's the better one, and then Tom Holland was the better one. But as you go older, you actually do go back and watch the movies, and you're like, no, this is a solid movie.
Yep.
So I think she'll grow out of that.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
gonna
it's
be.
kind of like 007. There's always an argument on which one is the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is too, is just like video editing got so like crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
That they
but
have way
too,
more like action scenes.
It's
you know?
made in your time, and you can relate to that more, whether it's the actors
That's
or
true.
whatever.
Yeah,
so it's
that
like
is true.
this is our movie, whereas like Tobey Maguire, that was your movie.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but then if you actually can unobjectively watch the movies, you might be like, oh, okay, well, the Tobey Maguires were better. Yeah.
But next, I'd probably say this is a hard 2 and 3 for me, but Shawshank Redemption.
Wow,
Such a good movie.
Wow.
So if I had
You
a
know.
top 5, it would be in my top 5.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's such a good freaking movie.
And then The Sixth Sense right after that.
That's a
Like,
good one too.
That's good, brother.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
good.
those
I
are
haven't seen
tough
that
on
in
which
so
one I
long.
like more, but I think they're both fantastic movies in general. So
that was another one of the threw you for a loop at the end. The Sixth Sense, right?
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I love a good suspense movie or like a plot twist movie.
Yeah.
So another one too, actually, another honorable mention.
I think I know what you're about to say. If
Take
it's
a
in the
guess.
same,
Take a guess.
is it Inception
Close.
That's not what I
Shutter
was going to say, but that's a great.
or Shutter Island?
Shutter Island
And
Inception, great movies. What I was going to say was Memento.
Oh man,
No way.
Oh wait a minute, I remember that movie. Hold on, I'm trying to.
That's with Guy. Oh, what's his name? Guy something.
Guy Ritchie.
Memento.
No, not Guy
No.
Ritchie. No, he. So essentially, the premise of the movie is half the movie is black and white and half is colored, and it goes back and forth between like the black and white scenes and the colored scenes. And the black and white scenes are the past, and the colored scenes are like the
Current.
current. But the movie goes this way; it goes inward.
Yeah,
so
both ends, yeah.
you go back and forth between the beginning and the end, and the movie ends in the middle
Wow.
of the story.
And it kind of connects the dots.
Yeah.
Man, I got to go back and rewatch that.
So go watch
gotta go
Memento.
back and watch that.
It's a great movie.
I know exactly which movie you're
Yeah.
talking about, and I feel like I've seen it, but maybe it was one of those. How old of a movie
I
is
think
this?
early 2000s.
Yeah, maybe I saw it when I
So
was younger.
the thing
and I
is,
just don't
that
remember
is a
it.
movie kind of like Inception for most people, where you have to watch it at least twice because you watch it the first time and you're like, "Wait, what just
Yeah.
happened?"
Yeah.
But the second time you watch it, you're like, "Okay, now I know I need to pay attention because
Yeah.
there's so many things that you have to keep track of."
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that huge plot twist at the end.
So on that,
Huge.
or in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys like Us?
Oh, so
I never saw it.
freaking
no.
good,
Never
dude.
saw it.
You haven't seen it?
Which one was that?
Oh man,
I feel like I
that's-
remember it, but
Yeah,
That's
that's
a Jordan Peele movie.
yeah. Jordan Peele, by the way, if you haven't not been watching Jordan Peele movies, you gotta
Yeah.
watch
No, he
Awesome.
makes great movies. I just never
Awesome.
saw us. No.
that.
Yeah, you gotta-
Us is,
was that like Mind movie?
I don't want to tell you.
yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's-
you don't want to ruin it.
It's awesome.
It's
man. You gotta
it's
check it out.
so good, dude.
Yeah, the
My brother.
psychological thriller.
Oh, my
man.
god, my brother watched that movie for the first time not too long ago, and he hit me up and he's like, "Dude, Us is so good." And I was like,
awesome.
Yeah, man, where the hell have you been, dude? yeah, you guys got to watch it.
Oh
Us.
no, I haven't. No, but Jordan Peele makes some fucking great
Fantastic.
movies.
Dude
Yeah.
kills the game. Yeah. Us is a solid one. Inception was super
course,
good. And then I
But
actually
you're a big Alfred Hitchcock fan, right?
I freaking love Alfred Hitchcock,
Yeah.
dude.
Actually, another great
I
movie.
love Alfred Hitchcock. He's my guy.
Interstellar.
Oh,
So I was just gonna say, my wife, we just watched Interstellar for the first time, maybe 6 months ago. When I say she watched it for the very first time, it was on Netflix, I think, and so we watched it together. And she's like, "Holy cow, this is such a good movie!" And I rewatched it, and I was like, "Man, I picked up on so much that I missed the first time."
Exactly.
you got to watch that like
That
six
movie-
times.
That movie resonates with me a lot.
I remember I saw that in
Our
theaters.
time is not his time. It's-
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I watched it when it came out in theaters, and I was in high school at the time. Like a bunch of friends, we all went and saw it. And by the end of the movie, I was like, "There's another movie." I'm like, "Dang, I really wish I was like paying attention more." When you watch it the second time, you're like, "Wow."
Yeah,
I've
dude.
watched it probably 5 times, and like you said, I always learn something new,
Yeah,
or I
dude.
catch on to something new.
That's
it's,
wild.
it's all loop. You know, it
Yeah.
just keeps going.
That
in a
too,
loop, you
and
know,
that
it's
stuff
like-
breaks my brain because I'm like, "Wait, how did it start? How did the loop start?"
Yeah.
I'm such an idiot when I watch those movies that I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like I really need to watch it a couple. That one is so like technical and so deep.
It
and
is.
Like,
You really
It's
do.
really
Yeah.
tough to
Well,
keep up
too,
with that
you
one,
have
but
to
it's
now-
so good still.
You have to have an understanding of all those like theories and like how quantum physics and like interdimensional
Yeah.
stuff works. Like, so now when you watch the movie the first time, you're like, "Wait, okay, let me watch it again." And then like I ended up on a YouTube rabbit hole of like, the different dimensions and stuff like that, just to help better understand.
Yeah, because that and actually The Martian too were very like scientifically heavy.
Martian's good.
And
Oh,
like
yeah,
they were
yeah,
all
yeah.
very accurate on
Yeah.
their scientific
That's what I've
like,
heard, yeah.
like abilities. You know what I mean?
I assume you know firsthand. Of
course.
I don't.
I've
I have to trust
done
people
the
like
math.
you.
Yeah.
I have to trust people that actually know what the heck they're talking about.
Am I a trustworthy person?
I think so.
Well, his
Especially
name
once
is
you said you
Zach,
don't
that's
like
biased.
clothes. I was like, I like this guy. There's something about this guy. I can't put my finger on it. but
All right,
there's something
Diddy.
about
All
this
right,
guy.
Diddy. Relax. All right, buddy. Speaking of, that mouthwash could be used as lotion too.
Yeah, dude. Alfred Hitchcock, dude. If you can want another movie, it's an old movie. Rear Window is right up there, man. You got to go check out Rear Window.
Okay.
Old Alfred Hitchcock movies
Yeah,
are the
boy.
best, dude.
Absolutely.
I like
Wow.
it. All right, man. Well, we can keep talking movies if you guys want. It's up to you, man. It's up to you. We can go back on to Santa Claus 2. What are your thoughts on Santa Claus 2, Zach?
Santa Claus 2. So I'll give you my order.
They get worse every time.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, Santa Claus 3 hit a lot of emotion, right?
By Santa
Because-
Claus 3, I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, I think 2 I was done. Yeah.
Yeah. Santa Claus 3, it's like, oh, he loses being Santa, then he's got to fight for it back. So it's a little emotional, but like Santa Claus 1 and 2 are my favorite. Santa Claus 1, he becomes Santa, he's going through the struggles. Santa Claus 2, he's got to find a wife now, and he's losing his Santahood until he finds a wife.
Santa Hood. I
Yeah,
like
you
that,
know.
dude.
Hey, I mean,
Losing that street cred, dude.
That's
You got to
it,
get a
bro.
wife, man.
Hey, you know, and then one thing. So the 3 movies, I liked all of them. But 1 and 2 are my favorite. But then they came out the series. I don't know if you ever heard of the Santa Claus series.
No.
So it's a TV show, and then that kind of went AWOL. And like,
Is that Tim
Doing
Allen?
too much.
it's still Tim Allen, but and one thing I always respected about Tim Allen was like he keeps his core beliefs, right? So like even in the show, you know, he's like, "What the fuck? I gotta say that, you know, I can't say that anymore, whatever, you know, because now he's got to be politically correct. He can't say what he said before, this and that." But the whole series kind of went AWOL because now it's like they're looking for another Santa Claus to take over his spot, and they pick a corporate like toy manufacturer, and like he's like very greedy, all about the money. So then he kind of, when they give him a tryout, he kind of turns the Santahood into this like money making scheme, and then you know it's this whole thing. I'm like,
Interesting.
I don't really like that. Like I understand the correlation between nowadays everything's about making money. I'm like, but I just didn't like the movie. It wasn't that nostalgic anymore, you know.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, I think too, like when you have to make a sequel and then you make a third one, a lot of times they either run out of ideas or they're just doing it for the money. And of course, it's like a lot of times you can't beat that first movie
Sure.
just because, especially if you put all your effort into that one movie to make the
Something
best
that's
movie
never
ever,
came out before.
you can't top that, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's very hard to top it for a second or third movie.
Yeah, that bothers me with what sequels and all those
We were
things,
talking about
right?
Star Wars, Marvel.
Yeah, it went too far.
The
And
thing
then-
about Marvel is, I mean, there's so many stories like via comics
yeah,
where they can do it right and they have a lot of material to work with, but they're just trying to do it so fast.
yeah,
And now it's the whole political correctness
Yep.
thing too. So the movies that are coming out are garbage.
Yep.
And the series.
and I was like super disappointed in Happy Gilmore too. It just, I'm like, what are we doing? Come on, Adam. Like,
So we talked about that on the show. Yeah, I thought that. I mean, you almost can't even compare it to the first
No.
movie.
no.
It was entertaining to watch once
Yeah.
for me, but I wouldn't go back and watch it
No.
again.
Yeah.
And it felt like they were just trying to throw as many celebrities in
Yep.
there as possible.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up this horror movie that came out last year, and I cannot remember the name of it.
Is it the one word horror movie?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Dude.
it. I think I know what you're talking
Oh
about.
my gosh, it's so good.
I'm not a big horror movie guy.
No.
No.
There was a horror movie that came out like last year. It was more of like a horror thriller movie. Oh my gosh. I
Is
was
that
trying
the
to
ones
look
with
it
the kids in the classroom?
up. No. That also looks pretty good. I haven't seen it yet.
the
but-
new one that just came
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
that one
yet.
where they all just like go missing.
Yeah,
All the kids from like one woman's class just go missing.
yeah.
This shit's crazy though, because if I see these kids, I mean, I don't know if you saw the trailer, but if I see these kids running the street like that, I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, like-
I'm with you. I'm
Children, come back.
yeah, the way they were running, they were like Naruto running. across the
Unfortunately,
street.
in
I'm
order to
like-
make a great horror movie, you have to have the dumbest people being the main characters of the horror movie, or else it
Yeah.
doesn't work out. Because it's like
yeah,
either you got a gun or you're like, I'm
Yeah.
out. Like
But
that's
I mean,
the reality.
But I get it. I mean, it goes back to the whole Portuguese series. I mean, the vast
Yeah.
majority of the cast is dead and deceased. It's
Yeah.
wild. Like it was, and then I found out like later on, like you said, you know, like there's one scene where she falls into the pool and the skeleton. They found like some of the remains were actually real.
yeah.
Like that was wild.
What? What are you talking about?
Portuguese.
Yeah, I know that, but okay, I have to go back and rewatch
remember
that
that?
movie. Clearly,
I never watched it now.
Oh,
Again, I don't watch horror movies. Yeah.
yeah, it's wild.
I like
I'm
horror-
gonna
I like
get
horror
this. You
Yeah.
do like horror movies?
I do. Yeah.
Have you seen the new Conjuring?
I have not.
Mm-mm.
You should go check it out, dude.
Isn't there a bunch of those too, though?
Yeah, there's like,
Yeah.
but they follow like there's like it's spin-offs aren't the right, they like different avenues.
Is
It's
it
like all in a
American,
separate
American
world.
Horror Story.
Kind of. It's like all in the same world because it follows like
Yeah.
the.
I will say I did watch some of American Horror Story,
That's pretty wild.
and yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
I watched like maybe the first 2 seasons, and then by the third one, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
You ever seen Evil?
Mm-mm.
It's like a horror series, I guess, but it involves like the Catholic Church and on how they handle like certain situations. So it's basically like a task force of a priest, like an atheist, and then like a science guy, right? And the Catholic Church, whenever they are investigating a situation that happened, whether it's an exorcism or whatever, they actually, and this is true, by the way, they don't rely on only religious people to go look at this situation. Like they hire external people like atheists or Jewish people, whatever the case may be. They hire those external factors to go check it out and see what they think, because not everything is a miracle. Not everything is actually, like whatever, demonic possession or whatever the case may be. And Evil actually takes a very good like aspect for that. And it's literally about like these group of 3 people that go and investigate either demonic possessions or situations that are happening or the devil trying to take over New York. And they kind of go figure out what's actually happening. It's a good series. I definitely recommend the watch if you're into that like whole
You said called Evil?
Evil.
Yeah, I'm about to put it on my list.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, but I don't think all the series is on Netflix. I think some of it's on Paramount and some is on Netflix. But it's definitely a good watch because like literally that's how they did it is exactly how the Catholic Church, for the most part would do it. Because you can't trust, all answers from one point of view.
Of course.
You need an outside aspect to look at it.
What I was gonna say is like you were saying earlier, like you can be swayed either way, but you have to see the evidence essentially,
Sure.
and you're not just gonna be like, well, so perfect
you don't want to
example,
live in an echo chamber,
right?
Yeah.
A perfect example. I don't know if you guys saw any of this, but if you're on TikTok a lot, there's a big thing about the rapture was happening on September 23rd.
Yeah, I heard about
I
that.
mean, I'm not on TikTok. I caught word of it like the next day.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm serious. Like,
It's just
because
hey, did you know the rapture was yesterday? Yeah,
yeah,
One of those.
like, I mean,
Shit, I missed it.
Dang,
yeah,
dude.
like,
But yeah, so there was a whole thing, like a whole group of people saying like the rapture is happening on September 23rd, and
Yeah.
like here's why.
yeah,
And the problem is like, whether you're a Christian or not, like if you pull that up and then if you just watch like one guy's video saying like the rapture's happening, you're like, oh my gosh, then you of course get more videos on that, and you're getting all these videos of people that are
Sure.
convinced the rapture's happening.
Sure,
But you have to still look at this situation from
an
not-
unbiased
an
perspective.
unbiased perspective, because
Yeah.
too, or even just if you look at it as a Christian
it
and you actually
contradicts
do
the
read
Bible.
exactly, so you can't just
That's why I was like, it went right over my head.
right exactly.
So what you're saying is that God probably did not tell TikTok when the rapture was going to happen.
That's exactly what we're saying.
I was a little disappointed because I was at work when I found out, and I'm like, shit.
Dang,
yeah, if I go
yeah.
home from work early to go to heaven,
man.
it's
Yeah,
like
that's
Right.
But no, I mean, and if you do like read it in the Bible, I mean, the whole rapture pre-tribulation thing was actually made up later. So according to the Bible, the rapture would be at the very end, meaning when God comes back and takes everyone up, there's no like 7 years after. So that's one of the things right there where it's like, okay, right off the bat, you're talking about the rapture, and then essentially, if you look at the Bible, you go through the tribulations and the mark of the beast before the rapture actually does happen.
Yep.
So that's one of the things too, where I looked at that and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, the name of that movie, sorry, it was really bothering me. I had to look it up. Long Legs with Nicolas Cage.
Still have not seen
If
it.
you
Haven't
haven't
either,
seen
no,
that movie,
never.
it is so good. It was
Really?
probably one of the best horror thriller movies that I've seen.
Was he still in his prime at that time?
No, this literally came out last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's what I think was so great about it is Nicolas Cage. I should say before I hurt my reputation, I don't like his movies. He's not a good actor traditionally. Sorry, Nicholas,
why
if
I
you
said
ever
that,
seen
yeah.
this. I think I fully believe that most of his movies, if you replace him with most any other average
like
actor,
you.
it would be better.
Replace
Maybe not
with
me,
any
but
guy named Zach.
yeah,
All right.
but I will say that he absolutely killed it in that movie.
Really?
Because of the character that he plays.
Long Legs.
That movie is so good. Check out
Okay.
Long Legs.
All right,
Wildly good movie. I really enjoyed that. If you like horror thriller movies. It doesn't have a... Well, it actually does have a twist in the end, so...
I could do a horror movie if they rely more on the thriller aspect
That's what
versus
this
like
is.
just the scary.
This isn't.
you know?
This is not like
Yeah.
a jump scare
Yeah.
type of movie. This isn't like a jump scare or like over the top
Right,
gore.
yes.
Well, there is gore and there are jump scares. That's not.
I'm okay
why.
with that, but yeah,
it's
like,
the story
over the top
aspect.
gore,
So it's
yeah.
like more of like a drama thriller aspect that I
I
think
need
you
a
would
really
like.
I need a really good story that's
I'm right
thought
there with
out.
you.
I don't need the whole either like it's a really gory movie or it's
Sure.
focusing on the gore or it's
Sure.
focusing on the jump scares. Like
Yeah.
give me a good story.
I'm
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah, like someone ran into here and then they died.
Like
And then
there's
someone
some,
ran into here and then they died. You know, it's like all right.
there was one
Like
movie
slasher movies.
Yeah.
I can't think of the movie right now, but it starred who's the guy that I can't think of his name. He played Venom.
Oh.
Tom Hardy. Sorry.
Tom Hardy.
So it starred Tom Hardy. He's a cop in I think like New York or something. And it was entertaining, but I felt like it was over the top, like shooting and over the top violence and over
Yeah.
the top gore. So I was just kind of like, all right, they're kind of relying on this, you know. So that's why I was like, it's just too much. Like it's
Yeah.
over the top.
Yeah, it's all about, and I think that's why I like Alfred Hitchcock so much. Is that Alfred Hitchcock focused on a lot of the dialogue and the story and the build and that dramatization to build the suspense for like those big moments.
What about Guy Ritchie? Do you like Guy Ritchie movies?
Oh, dude, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, right? That's Guy Ritchie. I'm not crazy.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Lock,
we're-
Stock, and Two
we're
Smoking,
dating ourselves
Snatch as
Snatch.
well.
Classic.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
I mean, what Guy Ritchie movie did you have in mind when you said Guy Ritchie?
I honestly, the thing about a lot of his movies is that I kind of forget about him, but when I watch
You
them,
rewatch them, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, oh, that was a good movie. I think Gentleman,
Yeah,
I believe, yeah,
that's a good movie.
yeah,
yeah,
stuff like that. I like those movies.
yeah. I greatly enjoy those movies too.
Okay, we're not smoking anymore. Are we still smoking or what?
You want? I mean, regardless,
This
we
is
can turn the
up to you
cameras
guys.
off and still hang out.
For
Like,
sure,
that's
man.
fine.
That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
good,
yeah.
brother.
let's do that. Okay, so honestly, real quick, official wrap up. This was fun. First of all, very
Awesome.
great time.
It's awesome.
Cigars were fantastic.
Thanks,
Definitely.
brother.
And on a
Thanks,
more
brother.
serious note, thank you guys for coming on as HDA and
Thank you.
sharing the product with us and with the rest of the viewers. What you guys are doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
Obviously, hard workers. What you stand for is great, and I really appreciate highlighting you guys and what you guys do. So really appreciate you guys for coming on and being with us.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome back on anytime. Anything you need, let us know, and we'll be there for you.
Dude,
Sounds good,
100%.
brother.
And right back at you guys, man. I know we said it earlier, but what you guys do is huge for a lot of people, and whether it's an entertainment aspect that a lot of people look at you guys for, whether it's the people that like ourselves that are
Cigar nerds.
cigar nerds, or people that just are basically utilizing you guys to kind of get that brand recognition or get their names out there. Man, you guys are killing it. So
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
definitely-
Yeah.
I appreciate what you guys are doing, man. We had a blast, bro.
Dude, it was
Yeah, it
awesome.
was a good time.
It's
Yeah.
awesome, brother.
I gotta look at what kind of clothing I wear from now on when it comes what kind of clothes, and I gotta make sure tan colors. Got it.
Linen bed
Tan-
sheets, cotton
linen,
clothing,
Tan colors.
Ooh,
Got it,
colors,
dude.
Yeah.
Silk.
Silk, that's it. Yeah.
Hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys learned something. And until next week, we'll see you later.
Thanks, guys.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cigar Guys Podcast. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the latest episodes. Looking for short form content? Check out all our social media accounts in the description below. And now, a final word from our sponsors.
What if every cigar was considered vintage? What if every cigar that we made was that perfect experience? And so that passion drove us to create Sans Pareil, a cigar without equal. The inspiration between Sans Pareil is 100% all about quality. Everything that we enjoy in our cigars, everything from the tasting notes to the burn, to the aroma, to the way the cigar lights, to the packaging, everything is focused on Sans Pareil cigars. And that's where we came up with our name, sans pareil, which is French for without equal, unparalleled. And we take every cigar that we make to that level, making sure that if it isn't something that inspires you to do something more, then it's not part of the portfolio, and that's what drives us every day.